What is going on, my beautiful brothers? If you are new here, my name is BetSam, and we are going live with none other than New Zealand's own Goth Mommy approved Artem MMA. He's out here looking for goth baddies and trying to hit high prop bets. And Artem and I are going to jump into this stream, and we're going to find the best props that we can give out to you guys. And we're going to write each and every single one of them down in a notepad, and there will be a pinned comment below the stream at the end, so you guys can jump on in and see that. How the hell are you doing, my brother Adam? What is good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm gonna be honest. I have actually placed a few absolute long shot senders myself, so I'm actually prepared and also already financially involved. So I'm very excited about some
Personally
potential
invested.
long shot props. Yeah. I've got a $25 to return, $700 prop, only a 2-leg multi in front of me right now. So I'm very excited to share that with the chat when the opportunity arises.
We got comments flowing in already. We got this one here. Angelo and Jacob are looking different today. See, the thing is if we were going to be Angelo and Jacob, right, I would have to be Angelo. I'd have to be Angelo, yeah. but there's no world where you're Jacob. So that's
I can grow my hair out, I guess.
Yeah, and turn it ginger. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so we're going to jump into it. I'm going to start at the bottom of this fight card. We're going to work our way to the top. We're going to give, this is how we're going to run this shit, Adam, is we're going to give a little bit of a brief description of the fight. We're going to give our takes real quick, right? And then we're going to jump into the props, because we're talking about, you know, the profitable plays here. We're talking about, you know, getting some juicy odds on this one. You know, this isn't for the minus 500 plays here. We're looking to cash it for the fucking boys. You know what I mean? We're trying to light it up in here, but yeah.
I fucking sent it last week and managed to turn bonus cash into over $1,300 on really stupid long shot bullshit. So hopefully I can do it again this week. That'll be quite fun.
If it hits, it's not stupid. I'm a big believer in that. Like, even if it's bullshit, if it hits, it's not bullshit. My little brother one time, he took $3 bonus cash and he put it on Chris Weidman round 3 KO against Bruno Silva. He got a left-right eye poke combination, but that shit cash, you know. Wasn't the stupid bet. He got the KO. You know, they let him have it. So, you know, it's just one of those things. I just want to throw this comment up here quickly before, because this is in reference to us and our time zone for this fight card here. It says, how are you going to watch the card 1 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. for US, for us in New Zealand? Yeah, both Adam and myself are in New Zealand. I personally am just not going to watch the prelims. Like, for me, it's just not worth it to watch the prelims. I'll get up in time for the first fight card to rip off, which will be at about 4:15. I think is probably when the first card's going to kick off. So I'll get up 4 a.m., brush my teeth, have a glass of water, try and tell my eyes that my body is alive, and I'm going to watch it. How about you, Adam? That's my plan.
I'm going to be doing a live fight companion for it. So the thing is,
you going to start the prelims or no?
Yeah. Except I'm going to wake up at 1 a.m. So I've got like prescription melatonin. So I'll just like knock myself out at around 6 p.m., sleep six hours, give or take. And then
Brother,
start
you're
streaming.
Such a degenerate.
Yeah, but I'm also like, I can get away with it because I'm also unemployed. I don't have a job at the moment because I'm on study break, and then also just the job that I was working isn't working over winter, so I've just got nothing else to do, to be honest. So
no, sweet ass. I mean, fair enough. You know, fair enough. If the boy's dedicated to it, it is what it is. So yeah, we're gonna jump into this one here, and first fight of the night we have Tahir Abdullayev, Jefferson Nascimento. And this fight, and I'm being 100% transparent here, Adam was so excited to talk about this fight. He wanted to start yapping about it before we even got into the stream. Like he was like, yo, BetSam, what about this fight? I was like, bro, we're literally about to talk to the fucking stream. How about we wait to talk to them about it? But he was itching, chomping at the bit here. He wanted to talk about it. So I'll let you kick things off for this one. Who you got and why?
I love this fight, I'm going to be honest. Now, it's not high level by any means, but it's two guys that are literally 5'8". Tahir Abdullayev might be shorter. Nascimento is like a fat lightweight, and then Abdullayev's a fat welterweight, and they're going to fight against each other at welterweight. It's just going to be awesome. I think Abdullayev's going to win. Now, I'm not really picking that based on really a lot of great intelligent analysis necessarily, but there's a combination of factors that go into it. Nascimento in his last fight, I thought just looked really bad. He's usually a striker with pretty decent technique, I would say, but he can get backed up pretty easily. And in that fight, he had a cut over his eyelid 3 weeks ago that the doctor stepped into the cage to look at. So I'm thinking, if he's coming back only 3 weeks later, if Abdullayev sees that, maybe takes him down, he could open up that cut, could give him some problems. And then Abdullayev's normal fighting style is he is just a marauder. He comes forward. The takedown defense is pretty bad, but he doesn't need to worry about that with Nascimento. And I think Abdullayev is honestly just going to come forward, maybe shoot a takedown or two, and he's either going to knock out Nascimento, or I think he could find some sort of finish on the ground. It's not necessarily a high-level fight. I know Nascimento has the 13-0 record here, but I think he's undersized at lightweight, and although Abdullayev's pretty small for 170, he's going to be small as well. So
he's got a big neck and a big back, though. Like I think it would be very hard for Nascimento to be able to consistently try to hold down Abdullayev unless his cardio just fails him. Like if his cardio fails him, which is a very real possibility in this fight, then I see Abdullayev being better. And I actually had a bit of a beef, a bit of an argument with Angelo about this. He said to me that Tahir Abdullayev is nothing like Chris Barnett, but I actually see a lot of parallels that I could draw from Chris Barnett and Abdullayev. They both throw like spinning attacks. They're both very short for their divisions. They both gas out. They're both more interested in being exciting rather than winning their fights. So like, I personally look at Tahir Abdullayev as kind of like the Azerbaijani Chris Barnett, and that might tell you not to bet on him because Chris Barnett was dog water. But in this particular matchup, there are a lot of like circumstances that matter more than the punches and the kicks, right? This is by far the highest level fight that Nascimento is ever going to have. And you can say the same for Tahir Abdullayev, but for Tahir, he doesn't have to travel for this. He's going to have the home. He's going to be treated like a king, even though it's his debut here. I can tell you right now, they will be looking after him over there in Baku. Everybody's going to be excited for him to be on this card. And he's going to feel like this is his moment and his time to shine. Whereas for Nascimento here, he's coming into play spoiler. But I think the reality is he's probably just taking a paycheck here because a fighter like Nascimento, whatever way you can get into the UFC is a good way into the UFC. Whether that's taking it, upper weight class, short notice, and you're probably going to lose. They've probably given him a 2 to 3 fight contract, right? He can come back down to lightweight and then try and really start to put some momentum together. We've seen it with all sorts of fighters that come in, they fight somebody, upper weight class, it doesn't go their way. In the long term, it doesn't really matter to them because they've made it to the UFC. So I think in this matchup here, because of the circumstances, I'm going to go Tahir Abdullayev, and I think that a round 1, round 2 finish is where I'm going to lean with that. You're in agreement?
Yeah, I honestly, I am picking Abdullayev to win by knockout. I know he's been on a submission streak, but he's been just submitting absolute cans, to be honest with you. So that kind of explains why the subs have been rolling in. I actually am going to pick Abdullayev by knockout. But the thing is with this fight, I think in general, it doesn't go the distance. So I don't know what the offers are on that. It looks like the under is plus money. But even then, like I feel like if you're betting on this fight, it's not a...
They've given us a 2.5 round line, which I think is quite reasonable. That's a reasonable round line lane. That covers. I think if Abdullayev wins in the first, so I think if he loses, it's probably by finish as well.
And I would say it's probably in the second because the thing about Nascimento is I don't think he's that good. I really don't. But I actually think maybe skill for skill he could be better than Abdullayev. There's just so much other things that are going into the matchup that I don't like. The weight class change. The 3 weeks turn around in between fights and what was a fight that he looked really bad in to start with against a guy that isn't good. The cut over the eye 3 weeks ago that the doctor was looking at. There's just a lot going on in this matchup that I don't like when it comes to Nascimento.
Yeah, no, I mean I fuck with it.
And then
so we got to pick a prop for we got to pick a prop for every single and that could be a money line. So we got to pick a play for every single fight card for this one here. And then at the end, we're going to build a couple of little ones here. So I'm going to put for Baku.
I'm just going to choose the under 2.5 then. I like that, unless we want to go big time and pick an individual prop.
I don't think they have them on Bet Online right now.
This match, true. We didn't have odds for this fight until I think today. So I'll just give you the under 2.5. I think the under 2.5 is safer than either side, to be honest with you. So
Let's have a look. Now, betcha we don't have the discrepancy actually here on betcha. We still have Tahir Abdullayev at a -125, but over there on UFC Bet Online, Nascimento is pushed into being a favorite here. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We could be looking at an arbitrage situation here, the way this line keeps moving.
I would have really liked to have bet on Abdullayev at plus money too. Not that I recommend betting on this card, but the thing with me is the reason why I don't really like to share my bets is because I do not have an intelligent betting strategy at all, to be honest.
At least he's honest, bro. Like, at least he's honest. So I'm in agreement with you. Let's roll with the under, right? It's plus money. It's not incredible, but we'll go with Tahir / Jefferson. Fucking Jefferson. Under 2.5 rounds here. At +1. It's +115, eh? That's decent. You know, that's a respectable number.
It's either that, the over, or one of the two money lines, and I think both of us can probably agree that just sort of straight up picking Abdullayev could work, but I think the under in general is a little bit safer.
Yeah. I think that it covers you. It covers you for both. Yeah, it covers you for both of those.
It's not the only fight I feel that way about either.
No, there are definitely a few fights to be had that are definitely questionable when it comes to betting the money lines because of the fights and the strategies and all the rest of it. Now let's move on to the second fight here of the night, which is Beksat Almakhan taking on Jean Matsumoto. This is one where I think you might be like in some level of disagreement with me, but we'll have a little look here on the take there. So you can start this one off again, and then I'll jump in because, I'm curious to hear your take.
I'll see you want me to start.
Yeah.
Okay, I do think we disagree on this one, don't we? Because I am picking John Matsumoto to win this fight and win it by decision. The thing about Beksat Almakhan is going into the UFC, I was quite excited about him, especially just given the fact that he does have a very significant Jekki background, although they did remove a lot of fights off his record going into the promotion. There's a very real chance that if they included that, he could have been like 23-0 or something just absolutely insane. But yeah, as for Beksat Almakhan, he's a very dangerous striker. We've seen that in the UFC so far, but he does struggle a little bit with the takedowns. And although I don't necessarily think that his takedown defense is bad, I do think that John Matsumoto just has the cardio, has the pressure, has the volume on the feet to set up a lot of takedown attempts. And even then with Matsumoto, it's not like he shoots. It's not like he does a Brendan Allen where he will shoot one takedown, not get it, and then give up for the rest of the round. He will just keep going, and he's attempting ridiculous numbers of takedown attempts and is getting big numbers of takedown attempts in these fights that he's winning. And I do like Matsumoto. Maybe I overrate him. Because I do just really like him. I think he beat Fobron. I think he beat Farid Basharat. Like, in my
Why do you keep saying Fobron?
Because that's what Sean O'Malley says. O'Malley called him Fobron, and it's just stuck with me. And then Matsumoto, I think he's 19-0. That's how I view John Matsumoto. I think he beat Fobron on short notice. I think he beat Farid Basharat. Yeah.
Do you really think he beat Basharat, though?
Yeah.
I don't think he won that fight. Anyway, now with this matchup here, I agree that John Matsumoto probably wins by decision. You're reading that comment. There's no way I'm putting that thing up there. Yeah. Well, I'll read it out loud. Well, this video is not monetized, so who gives a shit? Adam looks like he's a 3 in the stink and 1 in the pink kind of guy. That's diabolical. 3? Brother's getting greedy with it. Holy shit. People walk around funny after their encounters with Adam. Now, let's get back on track here. We're getting derailed. That's what we do down at the disc golf, you know. It's just me and the homies, you know. Now, Beksat Almakhan is taking on John Matsumoto here. I agree John Matsumoto probably wins by decision, actually. So to say that we're probably in disagreement here, but what I'm going to say is that you used to say to me, pillow hands, Punahele. That's how I view Jean Matsumoto. Like, he throws everything out there. None of it seems particularly damaging. He can get enough respect from people, but not enough for them to like consistently continue to try and attack him. Like, it's enough to stop them swarming him because obviously he can scrape people up and all the rest of it. But he's not displayed knockout power at all. I'm pretty sure he hasn't knocked anybody out in the UFC or Contender Series. All of his fights are going to decision based off of, honestly, his durability more than his opponents. And his activity in fights is fantastic. Like, I do agree with that. But he does a lot of Michael Chandler type shit. And you guys are going to be like, what are you saying when I say that? Michael Chandler just be doing stuff, and it's a terrible use of energy. Now, John Matsumoto's gas tank is better than Chandler's, and he's in a division where people aren't as punishing with their own offensive power. But John Matsumoto gets tagged up a lot in his fights. But he's fighting guys like Fob Ron, he's fighting guys like Fareed Bashrat. These are gentlemen that don't have a lot of power, Brad Katona. So he's not fighting these guys with knockout capability. Even Dan Argueta is primarily a wrestler. He doesn't have nasty power in his hands. And so when you're talking about Beksa Omakan, I'm pretty confident saying, at least from what we've seen in the UFC, this is the hardest hitter that John Matsumoto is going to have to face, at least from one-punch knockout power, which is why, spoiler alert, I've already placed this on UFC Bet Online for the premium boys, is that Beksa Omakan win inside the distance decision, no action, is the prop that I've targeted for this one, because I don't see John Matsumoto getting to the neck and locking in a rear naked choke. He's definitely not going to get a guillotine because Beksa Omakan's not going to fucking shoot on him. So outside of that, he's not going to bloody armbar him. So there's no submission path here for me, unless it's a club and sub. Obviously, whenever a club and sub happens, anything's viable at that point because the fighters' equilibrium's rocked. They're not themselves. Obviously, their decision making's impaired. Once somebody's been rocked, all that goes out the window. But in a straight up just fight standard scenario here, I don't see Beksa getting subbed. I don't see him getting chinned. And so in that opinion, I think he's the more dangerous striker. I do believe he's probably going to fall behind in the activity. So gun to my head, what's the most likely outcome? I think it's a John Matsumoto. But I'm more inclined to lean towards my win inside the distance decision or action bet because I feel either I get a refund, sure, that's fine, or I get a highlight reel KO and I get to walk around and tell everybody I predicted that shit. So I'm going to go with Beksa Omakan, win inside the distance here, decision no action. I do lean towards it being a KO, but it like I say, if he absolutely wobbles John Matsumoto, he could probably snatch up a neck or something. So that's where I'm going to run with that one.
Yeah, sorry, I was scrolling picture trying to find the decision no action. It's under the method section.
Yeah, method of victory and decision no bet is what they call it.
Yes, I like that.
Lined up there.
Even Shark in the chat mentioned it. That's good. I think it's smart, because if Beksa's winning, it's not gonna be inside the distance. So if Beksa's winning, I think it's gonna be by knockout. And then if Jun Matsumoto wins, I don't think he's finishing Beksa. I think it's gonna be a decision. So I think that's pretty good because then you're just kind of betting on Beksa to win inside the distance, really, and then you
for sure.
If it loses.
We got our first super chat of the stream. I appreciate you, Crips Keeper. $2 super chat says dono time. Join We Want Picks. Adam and BetSam. Yo, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the 2 spot, man. Appreciate you guys. Now this is going to be an interesting one because I'm going to have a look at these props here for the very first time with you guys. I haven't actually looked at this one here prior to this stream, so for me, it's fresh eyes jumping in on this one, but that's all good.
Peanut juice is hard as fuck at 1 a.m. watching us, BetSam.
What are we reading that out loud for? Well, what is that about?
You said it's not monetized.
Like, this is where we draw. This is where they draw the line. The boys get wide, get hard. All right, now. As you can see here, we've got Jun Matsumoto on the line here. His money line seems decently priced, honestly. If you're a Jun Matsumoto believer, they're minus 152 there. It's not a crazy price tag. If I was playing Jun Matsumoto, I would lean towards this Jun Matsumoto by points here. Plus 115, I think that's a reasonable number. The bookies understand it's liable to go to the cards, liable to be a Jun Matsumoto victory there. Now, Beksa Omakan by knockout is plus 325. So you could, in some regards, play this and then play Jun Matsumoto by points. But there's also a small possibility here where Beksa Omakan wins round 1 and round 2 off of damage and then loses round 3 there and wins a damage-based decision regardless of the output that Jun Matsumoto has, because moments win fights more than numbers win fights. If Jun Matsumoto lands 40 strikes in a round, but he gets dropped in rounds 1 and 2, there's a very real path to victory there from a damage-based decision. I think you could agree with that being a possibility there, Adam.
Yeah, I do. That's why I actually like that. And
the win inside the distance.
Yeah, I like that quite a lot. In fact, yes. I'm pretty willing to put that as the prop of the fight if you are.
Yeah. Let's run that. I think even though it's not plus money, it's definitely it's where I've gone with it.
It's close enough, really.
And it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah.
It's something that I haven't bet myself, but would like to. So I just need my football. Yeah, but I just need my football bets to cash tomorrow morning, and then we can put them all down.
Previously on broke Adam. Now he's honest. At least he's honest.
Yeah. We haven't done the Kombat Kiwi parlay yet, Veg King.
We're going to do it today. Hello, Sam. When is the Kombat Kiwi going to be posted? We'll cook it on the stream live today. Authentic. Just me and you. We'll get it cooked today.
Usually the way it goes is BetSam asks me, "Oh, have you got something for the thing?" And then I'll reply, and then BetSam will go, "That's really dumb," and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, I'll come up with something else." And then BetSam's like, "Nah, we'll do that anyway." So okay, then.
That's pretty historically accurate. Like if I had to
I would say every time we've done it,
that's probably pretty close to being accurate. Yeah. I wonder if this would look slightly better. Yeah, that's I think that's actually much better. See how we were encroaching here? That's much better, right?
It's just a little Donchenko, but now it's Daniil Donchenko. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is ugly, I think we go to that. Yeah. Adam show fee. We're gonna need more than a $2 donation if I gotta look at his nasty toes.
They probably are pretty. I just showered actually quite recently, maybe 90 minutes ago. So they're probably pretty.
MMA fan says, love this prop. Maybe my favorite one on the card. Look, it's early in the night, brother. To say it's your favorite.
We got the chat. They got chat loving it as well.
Yeah, we still got more to come here, brother. We have still got more to come. Now, here we have Daniil Donchenko, and this is a fighter that I like as a fan. Like, I'm pretty excited about him as a fan. I think that this is a dude that I can get behind, and because he brings the exciting fight, regardless of his opponent, brings the action, and he just seems like a fucking goer to me, bro. Like, I don't know what it is about this guy. Like, some fighters just gets me gassed up. Andreas Gustafsson was another one. Like, I absolutely love.
Yeah. It would have been a great fight.
Gustafsson. Unfortunately, he's had some kind of heart issue where, he's literally not allowed to fight anymore. So that's terrible. I think he was also on steroids as well. So that's probably
the rumor is that may have caused the heart problem. But I mean, he had a fucking nuts gas tank though. To be fair, but still,
I wonder why. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's freaking some peptides. Anyway, now for this fight, I'm going to open this one up because, I've had you open up a few here in a row now. Right. Daniil Donchenko, right? This dude is a Ukrainian warrior. He comes out here. He brings the heat, just like those drone missiles that Russia's flying over the borders of Ukraine. Then we have him taking it. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah. Then we have Theodore Berggren. I think this dude's gonna get cooked, bro. I think he's absolutely gonna get toasted. That's terrible. I didn't even rehearse that shit, bro. That's just came to me.
It caught me off guard because I knew it was off the dome. Oh my God.
All right. I will go 2 spot here from Stephen McDowey. He says, BetSam out of pocket for that one. Bro, I'm just trying to channel my inner Dustin Poirier at this point. Like you guys might have seen the Dustin Poirier behavior in the airport. Call me a terrible human being. It's kind of made me like him more. I don't know what it is about it. It's kind of made me like him more. Like it's like when Sean Strickland he told the people to
very obviously got CTA.
When Sean Strickland told the people to move aside in the arena and then started throwing hands with DDP, I was like, what a guy, like
that was
what a dude. Cool, the thing about that though is, man, I went and watched Strickland fight against DDP in the rematch, and he did not want to throw hands with him in the fight. So, like, you're gonna act cool outside of the arena, but I'm like, I watched that second fight from round 3 onwards. He didn't want the smoke, he didn't want nothing to deal with that striking of DDP in that fight. Now, for this fight, though, I'm going to say that Daniil Donchenko wins this fight. I haven't looked at the props yet. Obviously, we'll pull those up. My official prediction is actually going to be Daniil Donchenko to win in round 1. I think that he's going to win in round 1, most likely by KO, because his effectiveness drops dramatically after the 5-minute mark. Because like a lot of these fighters that bring the action and bring the heat, it's not that he has terrible cardio. It's just that, even let's say me or Adam or anybody, even if you can run a marathon, if you go like your absolute hardest on a punching bag for 60 seconds, you're exhausted. Like everybody is exhausted. If you throw everything into it, like truly throw everything into it, not, hey, throw hard, but if you throw everything into it, you're exhausted. And then you throw in, the adrenaline dump, you throw in your opponent hitting you there. And the fatigue of getting hit is something that I've tried to explain to people that haven't had any combat experience. You get punched in the face when you're sparring. It sucks the wind out of you. Like your head gets snapped back a few times from a jab. All of a sudden, you feel a lot heavier. Your hands are slower. So it definitely is a testament to those fighters that can dig deep late, like your Justin Gaethjes and your Poiriers, that still have stamina late in those fights. In wars, Dan Hooker is another one. But Daniil Donchenko, he burns hot, he burns bright, and of course he will fade, not because he has bad cardio, but because he's going to look to kill this man for every minute that he's in there. Anyway, what's your take on this?
I agree. And just to the chat notes, I haven't, especially for my live stream as well, because I don't know how entertaining my live fight companions are, especially when I've got money on fights, because I'm just sitting there just fucking sweating the shit out of them. I have an irresponsible amount of money on Daniil Donchenko to win in the first or the second round of this fight. I am expecting round 1. I mean, even the fight that went the distance against Alex Moreno, he was just beating the absolute piss out of Moreno for the first round under a different referee that does get stopped, because it wasn't necessarily like a standing TKO situation. He dropped Moreno bad and was ground and pounding Moreno out pretty bad with hammer fists, and then Moreno just kept going because I don't know, he just had a crazy chin that night. But then as for Berggren, Berggren got signed, and initially I didn't like the signing that much, and a lot of people were hating on it. I was like, oh, it's kind of fun, he's another fighter from Sweden. I think he's currently the only Swedish fighter on the roster, so it's kind of like, it's fun for that sort of standpoint. Then I watched his fights, and I was not that impressed by him. He is like a very physical guy. Like, he has very good athleticism. He's got a very good sort of build. He's a lot of muscle on his frame for 170 pounds, but he's only really super strong in kicks. I think his takedown defense is pretty bad. Not that he's going to have to worry about it in this one. And then he really won one of his most recent fights. I think it was the most recent fight by just outlasting his opponent. His opponent gassed out from wrestling him for 2 rounds, and he won in the 3rd round by TKO. And then his boxing defense is the worst part. And that's what I was quite impressed with Donchenko. He doesn't necessarily have like a traditional sort of striking style. He almost does throw a little bit from the hips at some point, but he's so fast with those straight punches, so quick. He's going to be so much faster than Berggren. When Berggren gets punched, he puts his hands up into the air sometimes and he backs up. I hate this guy's boxing defense. I think it's terrible.
Realistically, it's like this. He does this.
Yeah, it's not like it's almost like he's got tall man's defense, but he's not a tall man. I think his boxing defense is bad, and I think Donchenko's boxing offense is good. You put 2 and 2 together, and I think it's going to result in a Donchenko knockout in the 1st round. And if he somehow makes it to the second, he's going to finish him in the second. It's going to be a finish in under 1.5 rounds.
He's not a fighter that really fights off his back foot. Berggren is a guy that moves forward, so I believe it's going to be a car crash because we've got 2 guys looking to move forward here. So I would agree with that.
Yes, but also at the same time, he can get backed up though. That guy that he beat, that was 3-1. I think it was the 2nd most recent fight. When his opponent was throwing at him, he was backing up quite a bit. That's where I sort of really noticed the whoa, someone's punching me in the face. I'm gonna put my hands up like this, So yeah.
All right, let's have a little look at the props for this one. Now the over 1.5 is minus money, meaning that the under is plus money. So you get under 1.5 at plus 120. But you're looking at Daniil in rounds 1 or 2. That was the market you played.
Yeah, but Daniil to win in round 1's only plus 165. So yeah, they're giving Berggren absolutely no chance at finishing this fight.
I would say that the under is probably the line I'd look to target here. If there is a second round finish, it's probably going to happen in the first 2.5 minutes. For that to be plus 120 is actually quite surprising to me. I'm quite surprised by that, and I'm probably going to bet that real soon. Actually, to be honest with you.
I was willing to say I think we may as well go with the Donchenko round 1 KO just for a bit of extra plus money. But it's even plus 165, and then under 1.5 is plus 120. So
it's
you cover really both bases in case Donchenko. If
you go round 1 KO,
because
Daniil Donchenko, but look, Daniil Donchenko round 1 KO is plus 275.
Wait, what if I been looking at?
What if we go? You just looked at round 1, just round 1 here, plus 165.
I see. My bad.
What if we go for a double dipper on this one, right? And we go Donchenko round 1 here, right? Round 1 KO. We hit that, right? We hit that round 1 KO, and then we also hit the under. Like if he gets a round 1 sub, obviously the under carries through.
Yeah,
right?
True.
If he gets a round 2 KO,
you can almost arbitrage it in a way.
It's like a hedge, Yeah, I quite like that actually.
A hitch, yeah. But then if it goes over 1.5, then we're just fucked. But like that's
then we just get decked down.
It's the love of the game. That's why we do this. You know what I mean? That's why we love it so much.
But nothing gets me more happy than winning bets. Don't tell
my
wife.
It can be a $2 bet. It can be a $20 bet. It can be a $200 bet. The thrill is the same every time. Just call the hotline at this point. Honestly, it's crazy.
And do what? Tell them to fucking add some more money to my account.
We need to get props earlier. If we got props earlier, I swear, man.
What was it? The White House card we had props hella early for. That was like,
I know.
It was nice.
I think we're gonna get props real early for 329 because they've already got
from McGregor. Yeah, any of the like really big name ones, they seem to be on.
Yeah. What do you think about BSD versus Pimblett? Because I actually quite like BSD in that fight. And I nearly put him in like a parlay to end off a parlay, but I was like, I don't want to wait 2 weeks for it to carry
the
over
thing about
from this
BSD is he showed very flawed defense against Renato Moicano, and Renato Moicano and Paddy Pimblett have similar advantages, very similar frames, and good top pressure in the grappling. I think the difference
Paddy's
is
fallen in love with his hands, though.
Yes, but it's not like Paddy doesn't still roll and doesn't still have that in his arsenal. I'm going to pick BSD, but I don't know that I'm loving it at this point. BSD is also, he's a marauder, so he's liable to like walk onto one of those giant knees that Paddy's capable of. Big shot. Paddy's chin is fantastic. Even in that Justin Gaethje fight, he took more damage from the eye pokes from Justin Gaethje than he took from the actual punches itself. Justin Gaethje is kind of like low-key turning into John Jones without like even realize it. He's poking people in the eye, like he's hitting people with like illegal shit, and it's just like everyone's just glossing over it because he's American, He's just like, they're like, don't worry about it, like if this was Anshul Jubilee punching people with his thumb, punching an American with his thumb, could you imagine the outlet? That dirty freaking, like people would just be
I love Jubilee. I actually still cannot believe that
he's gone to American top team. He's training at ATT now.
No, when he beat that guy, and I know it was a split decision win on paper, the South Korean guy on Road to UFC, I forgot his name off the top of my head. When he won that fight, I watched that and genuinely thought, wow, this guy has potential because he was a grappler and then he won a 3-round striking match against someone I considered to be a decent enough striker. I was like, wow, this is the guy. This is the Indian man that's going to take India.
I'm convinced he was in on a single when they stopped the fight
take him out.
When it was on that fight against Quillan Selke, it was early stoppage. He was in on a single. I'm not being facetious at all. I think it was an early stoppage.
It was pretty bad. I felt bad for Aggo.
And then they interviewed Quillan
Selke
Selke and said, wow, round 1 KO. And I'm like, who got knocked out? I was there live in person for that. I was like, who got knocked out? It wasn't Jubilee. Nobody got knocked out. Like
they did my boy dirty. He's gonna come back. Trust me. With some of these absolute cans that they're bringing in on the Contender Series, one of them's gonna somehow win, and they'll give Jubilee a free win. It's gonna be awesome.
The thing that I'm really liking about Jubilee right now is he started surrounding himself with all the Kazakh people and shit like that. So like they'll probably help him stop being such a pussy. And maybe they'll get some dogs to like bark at him a little, so that if it happens to him again, because
he was beating Breeden and then he lost in the third
because he was barking at him. Yeah, he got freaked out. He just flashbacks to the dogs in India. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy work. I'm not even taking the piss.
Brady knew something that we didn't about him, I guess.
Yeah, no, he did. So anyway, we've locked it in. We've gone with Daniil Donchenko, round 1 KO, and the fight to go under 1.5, bro. Those are going straight on premium after I fucking finish this stream. They're going straight up there. You guys are getting free access to that.
We're coming up with some. We're coming up with some good. We're coming up with some.
Good, I feel like we're cooking in the kitchen.
I feel like the Abdullayev Nurmagomedov one, that fight's always going to be a bit iffy, but I feel like we're 2 for 3 on absolute fucking bangers right now. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. No, we're going to
Abdullayev Nurmagomedov. That's always going to be a bit iffy, but like
the people that aren't watching this right now, you're missing out on some of the greatest, questionable humor on planet Earth right now. It's exceptional stuff. Let's have a look at this comment here. We got Paddy's striking was good enough at points, popping Gaethje with shots. BSD gonna eventually shoot for them. I'm going to say this right now, and I mean this with every fiber of my being. If the Justin Gaethje that turned up and fought Paddy Pimblett fought Ilia Topuria, he was going to get left in a body bag. And that's the version that I studied leading into that fight. Like,
that's why I picked Ilia with so much confidence.
The Gaethje that we got looked amazing.
So bad. Yeah, I mean, like the Gaethje that fought Paddy looked like they both looked so bad.
Yeah,
and when I watched the fight live, when I watched the fight on replay, I thought, wow, one of these guys is actually going to fight Ilia Topuria. This is insane. And then
I agree that fight was terrible. I don't think Gaethje can follow up that performance and look as good as he did ever again. It's
Dajamba Rawat. Dr. SK Sajid knows Dajamba Rawat. I'm telling you, he's 7-0. Most of his wins are round 1 KO. He just beat Unger Hans by knockout in the front. Yes.
Dajamba Rawat.
Yes. Dajamba Rawat. I'm telling you, he just knocked out Unger Hans in the first round, who I actually don't think is that bad. He's pretty old, but he's actually not too bad. He's the truth. He's the truth. He's the one.
Thing about Indian fighters is you got to pick the ones that don't look Indian and they start winning fights. Like, I'm being serious. You see that guy that looked like he was Nepalese or whatever? He just won.
No, but he was Nepalese.
That's probably what did it then. This guy here. This is what we're talking about.
Yes, this is my demon. This is my demon. I'm telling you guys. Look,
6 knockouts, 1 decision.
Unger Hans in the first round. He's absolutely savage.
Okay. The guy's 37 that he just KO'd though. And it's coming off.
He is. But he was on road to UFC. So the UFC.
The guy that he just beat got knocked out by BG in a minute. So
but Benji's like really good. Like you're talking to the leader of the Benji fan club.
Yeah, but Benji doesn't have insane one-shot knockout power. He can win fights.
Did you not watch him knock out Yuri Kayati in 2 minutes? Did you not watch him one-shot KO Masaru Kawana with the left hook?
You're saying a whole lot of regional Asian names right now, as if I'm supposed to put some merit into these. And it's crazy work. It's actually crazy.
No. You don't understand how good you've been.
Xing Xing Pang, Xing Ding Do.
Yeah, and
what's that man gonna do?
No, I'm not having none of this. G-Vin is so good, and he's so underrated. I'm telling you, he's gonna be the man. Anyways, I think Javier Reyes beats Khan Otley, by the way. And thanks to Uncle Weezy, I got convinced to put once again an irresponsible amount of money on Javier Reyes to win, and I saw that Khan Otley may or may not be your pick with a decent amount of confidence.
So you saw Javier Reyes go out there and almost get knocked out by Douglas Da Silva de Andrade, 45-year-old man, and you thought, this is my guy. That's the guy that I'm going to put some serious cash on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Khan Otley got dropped. I think he lost to Ijar as well. No, trust me. I know that Javier Reyes sucks. Trust me, I know Javier Reyes is complete.
If you gave me Yizar versus Javier Reyes, I would put probably 4 units on Yizar at even money. They're $1.90, $1.90. Yizar murks this kid.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Murks him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Javier Reyes is powerful, but he's sloppy. He's a sloppy dude. He's open to being countered.
That's a good thing.
He's definitely open to being hit here. The outside of the Myron Santos loss, though, Khan Otley hasn't looked terrible as a striker. He hasn't looked terrible. I didn't say he's looked amazing, but he hasn't looked terrible.
No, I gotta disagree. He got dropped.
No way you're gonna get bunch of regional Indian and Asian fighters, and then you're going to tell me that Khan Offley looks terrible. If you watch the tape on these people, brother,
Isha dropped him in the second and won the third, and then
I think Isha would finish Javier Reyes in under 2 rounds. I think that Isha would finish Reyes in under 2 rounds.
Maybe. I trust me. I think Reyes sucks as well. I really do.
Also, name one decent grappler that Reyes has had to fight against.
Like grappler, it's a pretty tough one. I mean, Chris Makata was a good wrestler, but he's not a good grappler. But I wouldn't even know if I could consider Offley as to be a good grappler either.
I would categorize Offley in the same tier of grappler as I would put Jesus Aguilar, right? Where if you are an offensive wrestler, you can have success against them. But if you put yourself in a precarious position against either of those individuals, you better watch out because they will take a limb or your neck home with you. Like Khan Offley has one of the shortest reaches in this division, if not the shortest reach at featherweight. He might be the shortest reach at featherweight, which might sound like a terrible thing. And in some instances it is. But the thing about having a short reach is if they get their hand around your freaking neck, that's like a vice grip. Like it's very difficult to escape. It's very difficult to escape somebody with a 65-inch reach when they get their hands around your neck. So if Khan Offley locks in either a guillotine or a rear naked choke, I don't think he'll get a tap. I think Reyes looks like the type of dude that's going to go nuts unconscious when he's fighting. I can see him.
He also looks like the kind of guy that doesn't know how to defend a lot of the submissions he sets up himself either.
I could see him being like legitimately like body triangle choked in a rear naked choke and standing up with neither of his hands fighting the choke arm. I could see that happen. You know what I mean? Trying to slam and then just ending up unconscious. Let's have a look at this comment here. We got a $5 super chat from my boy Steven. Appreciate you, Steven, for this 5 spot here. Khan Offley trains in the same camp as Quillen Salkeld. Khan Offley is going to squeeze this guy's head off with Turkish power. Yeah, I see the sentiment, man. I'm not confident in Khan Offley. Don't get this wrong. I'm not confident in
Reyes either.
But what it is I think this fight should be $1.90. I really don't think that there should be a solid dog here. And so for me, this is a bit of a playing the number rather than playing the fighter scenario. Khan Offley is also riding a 2-fight win streak, and whether you want to say that that's like great or bad, depending on the level of competition, that's 2 UFC wins under his belt. If he goes out here and gets a win here, right, he becomes like a serious person in this division again. It's similar to the Navajo Sterling situation here, where he's not conscious. All right, I see what you're giggling about here. Yeah. Now, the thing that's
I love how we haven't really broken this fight down. Like both of them aren't that good, and it's just a hard fight to break down. Khan Offley,
people are going to say shit like Javier Reyes could use his length. The dude doesn't fight like he's using his length. He crashes into people. So it doesn't matter if he has an 80-inch reach or a 62-inch reach because he's going to be fighting Khan Offley chest to chest and swinging from his hips. You know, like you agree. The dude acts like he's a bit of a giga chad. Like he thinks that he's the hottest shit out. If he wins this fight, it's going to look in dominant fashion. If he loses this fight, it's probably going to look in dominant fashion.
That's a good way to put it. If he wins, he will look good because he'll probably knock out Offley. But if he loses, he'll look like the complete can.
He'll look like a fraud chick
going into the contender series because I picked Justice Torres to beat this guy.
Justice Torres sucks. I don't know why you would pick him to win. That was a bad pick.
That's how bad Reyes looked on the regional scene as well.
Yeah, but Reyes looks like a goer. You know, the dude looks like he gets stuck into it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's fair. Like he just kind of like throws like these herky jerky 1-2 combos.
He kind of looks like a dude that would just like live in a van and try to bang girls by the seaside.
And he surfs
like, you know what I mean?
Time.
Yeah. Like I see it.
It's one of those. I'm a van lifer, you know.
Yeah.
Van life isn't illegal. Yeah, fuck rent, fuck landlords, fuck the system.
Yeah. Has a little flag hating on the government. I could see it. Yeah, for sure.
I can see that.
All right. Now the over 2.5 is at pretty much an even odds here for this one here. I'll show you this tab here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what we're gonna go with.
Javier Reyes is at minus 182 right now. You can get you can get Khan Offley at plus 157 right now. You know,
he's almost the hotline fight though. And I have money on Reyes.
Yeah. So the fight to not go the distance there is sitting at minus 140. The fight to go under 2.5 is sitting at minus 110. The method of victory here, Javier Reyes, KO, plus 225. Khan Offley by submission, sitting at plus 600. Khan Offley by KO at plus 900. So they're not really valuing Khan Offley's finishing upside here. I think if he wins, it is because he's got to finish here. So I actually would somewhat disagree with that. But yeah.
I think betting on Offley just inside the distance would be fun. And I think that betting on Reyes by KO would also just be fun. That's all I really have to say.
What if we go with a Khan Offley round 1 submission? How would you feel about that? When they're both dry, he gets into a good position.
Like a guillotine or something.
Yeah, what about it's plus 1,500?
Because what did he sub Ramos with again? That was it wasn't fancy, but it was.
Was it a guillotine? Is it guillotine? Maybe?
It was a standing rear naked choke.
And he got
Rody Rotes with the gilly. It was Rody Rotes he got with a 30-second guillotine on the Ultimate Fighter.
You know what? I'm gonna lock that in, bro. Round 1 sub.
He's got a bulldog choke. I could see that. I could even see him pulling that. Oh, maybe Reyes will be too big for him to do that, but yeah, I mean that's a fun sender. And then I feel like maybe if you wanted to do a safer one, we could just do the under 2.5. But I feel like we've been due for a big send. I feel like we've got a big send coming up and a couple fights on the way up.
Yeah, you've already eyed some out. You're saying that like you don't already know that some of them are plus 950.
I may or may not have bet a plus 950 prop on the.
I think this is the one I've already bet as well, though, right? So yeah.
Yes.
What did I get it at?
Plus 900.
Oh, you beat me.
Yeah.
All right. Offley Reyes. What's the under? Let's go with the under 2.5 though. Not the fight does not go. I think that minus 110 is I'd rather play that. Although you do get an extra 2.5 minutes there for
like a Bryce Mitchell final minute sub, whatever.
I don't think
if
it
goes to the third round, it's going the distance. I think. Yeah. I think just I can take the under 2.5.
All right. We'll pop
I think if anyone's finishing this fight as well, I actually do think if it ends, it will end in the first. So I can't really. Oh, maybe round 2 KO by Reyes. Maybe I don't know.
There's a lot of Adam Glazers in the chat right now. You know, so what's going on.
People love me as well. Shivi says I'm looking fine. 6 cents picks.
Are these your people? Have they come over from you?
I don't recognize a lot. I know Vince has been in my chat quite a bit.
Adam, you're looking slim. Wait, I see it. Wait, look at this. Do you want to? I saw those guns on Adam.
There we go.
He would kick your ass, Sam.
He knows.
But Adam would get dropped by me, and he knows it. Adam would be drinking white monsters out of a straw for the rest of his university life if he wanted to throw hands with me. I'll buy you a custom straw. How about that?
Steven spends a little bit too much time to my live streams. 6 cents picks is here for me. Maybe quite literally and figuratively as well, maybe. Yeah.
Anyway,
that's great.
Let's move on from that one. Anyway, we got Nursultan Ruziboyev taking on none other than Andrei Pulayev. You can jump on this one here, seeing as you're so excited to talk about this prop here.
Yeah, I once again, I have probably an irresponsible amount of money on Ruziboyev, but he's one of the guys that Angelo likes, you like, I think even Jacob likes as well. And seems like
did you hear from Jacob?
Quite a few people are interested in the Ruziboyev sub prop because I think it cashes. I know Ruziboyev hasn't got a sub in the UFC yet, but when he was coming into the UFC on short notice against Bruno Ferreira, I actually thought that his grappling was quite impressive, and I actually picked him to submit Bruno Ferreira in that fight, not get the straight knockout. As for Pulayev is a bit of a runner, which could be concerning because, you know, he's going to be running away from Ruziboyev the whole time. And we just saw Borjas get away with it and win a fight that way as a big underdog again. But Pulayev only really has a body kick. He doesn't really have any boxing. He doesn't seem to have any good takedown defense necessarily, even though he did beat Liam Anderson and Nick Klein. But against Klein in the first 90 seconds, Klein took him down, hit his back. And I feel like if Klein wasn't, you know, doing absolutely everything in his power to gas himself out in 3 minutes, I think he probably could have beaten Pulayev. And Ruziboyev, I know Ruziboyev doesn't offensively wrestle at the UFC level necessarily. We just saw a bit of that grappling in the defensive side because he was getting dropped, admittedly, by Stoltzfus. I just think Ruziboyev is so much better at grappling than Pulaev. And I think we finally start to see Ruziboyev uses offensive tools in the grappling department against a guy that is a pure striker that just does not seem to have good defensive grappling at all. And I do quite enjoy the idea of the Ruziboyev sub prop. I know that it's been bet just to share it with the chat, because then if anyone gets in trouble, it's coming from me, not from BetSam. But I believe Jacob has bet this. I think BetSam's bet this, and I have also bet this. The Ruziboyev submission. It's plus 900. It's plus 950 on my sports book in New Zealand. So that's just really like a lot of sort of value, I think, because I think a lot of people are expecting a Ruziboyev knockout, but I think that Ruziboyev he's gonna sub this guy.
I think it actually makes even more sense knowing that we've just seen Pulaev survive a 3-round affair with Atiba Gautia. You can see that being Nursultan Ruziboyev's team, and not necessarily discredit your own power, but say, hey, let's not try and just knock this guy out with one punch. And maybe if you drop him, let's see if we can lock up a submission here, because we've seen him be durable. We've seen him give people issues late, and we've seen him be capable of, surviving and making these fights difficult for people later in fights. The only path to victory that I see for Pulaev here, other than what you've mentioned here, which is the running around and just trying to play the Israel Adesanya striking game, is if he were to look to offensively wrestle. But I just don't see him changing his entire fight style for this one particular matchup. I think he'll trust in his skill set and try to fight this fight, kiting around the outside of the octagon. But one thing that Nursultan Ruziboyev will do, and when I'm betting on people, it's kind of a good thing, is he'll poke you in the eye. Like, he will literally poke you in the eye. He's poked like most of his opponents in the eye. It's really not so crazy. Adam, lock in. I see this guy reading the hell out of the chat right now.
The chat is maybe like 5 back-to-back classics that, yeah, I'm listening.
So Nursultan Ruziboyev in this spot here, I think he could drop Andre Pulaev. I don't look at Ruziboyev as a one-shot knockout guy, despite having multiple knockouts that we've witnessed in the UFC. What I look at Nursultan Ruziboyev as, he's an opportunistic fighter. He fights somewhat like Brazilian fighters do, in the sense where, like, if he hits you with his hands and you give him your neck, he will take it. If you're not defending an arm, he'll hunt for a Kimura. Like, he's very opportunistic, both in the striking and the grappling. And if Pulaev is not giving him the looks that he wants in the grappling, he will resort to the striking. He's got more experience than probably anybody on this card. Like, if you're talking about just pure number of fights, I think Nursultan Ruziboyev is pretty up there, despite being, relatively young in age. What is he, 32? Something like that.
Yeah. And a lot of these opponents were bad, but a lot of them were also pretty good as well at the same time. But
the thing as well about where he's from in the world, and this is similar to like the Kazakh scene, is you might see a fighter that's 6-4 and you think they're terrible, but the scene is actually like a lot deeper than you might realize over there. It's just that it's not televised to us, and it's kind of the way of living for some of these people, where is that they're fighting and wrestling since children. So you don't really come across opponents that don't have grappling if they're from, these nations where you're told that you have to wrestle from 8 years old or 10 years old. And so for Nursultan Ruziboyev, even though he's fought people that are nameless to you, doesn't mean that they weren't dangerous, and doesn't mean that he didn't get good looks from them. As soon as this video ends, I'm going to record the Slam of the Week. Nursultan Ruziboyev is leg 1 of Slam of the Week. I'm very excited for him here, and I think that I think this is a great spot for him, considering that Andre Pulaev is not known as a dangerous submission artist. He's not known as a control top wrestler, and he is pretty durable. So I think the Ruzi by sub here is tremendous. What are we looking at here with this 480p camera?
I'm just showing the chat my Loicano Duncan poster as they were talking about my James Gunn poster.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's all right. Let's jump on in here as you discuss this prop already. I think this is the one we're probably going to go with here. But I think we'll go with a secondary prop as well, because there's a way that we can kind of hedge this in some regards. I think so. I will jump on. All right.
The chat has sent a few comments, and while you're messing around, I'll just respond. Someone mentioned that Okay, BetSam. Someone mentioned that Ruziboyev hasn't attempted a sub in the UFC. That's why you're getting a good price on Ruziboyev sub. You know, if the sports books thought that he was going to attempt subs in this fight, you wouldn't be getting plus 900. You wouldn't getting plus 1,000. And when I'm talking about a plus 900 prop, it's plus 900. It's not like a guaranteed hit. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're just betting on this expecting, okay, wow, I'm going to turn $5 into 55, or I'm going to turn $20 into 200. That's not necessarily a guarantee. You know, like, yes, I think that Ruziboyev by knockout probably is more likely than submission, and the odds completely agree with that. But
is it 6.5 times more likely? Is what you're saying? Yeah,
the fact that I truly believe, and this is my genuine prediction. It's not like, oh, I think he's going to knock him out, but I'm going to bet on the sub because it could happen. I truly am picking Ruziboyev to win this fight by submission because I do believe in this matchup in particular, he's got a very good opportunity to use not necessarily the wrestling, because he doesn't really wrestle. If you do watch his fights that he's won by sub, it's usually he actually getting trips in the middle of the cage, and he's more of like a judo sort of thrower than anything.
He's also got Kimuras from bottom position as well. He's got Kimuras from people offensively wrestling against him. So we're gonna lock in that.
Atugi sees the vision. You know, Ruziboyev sub is plus 1,000. Most of his more than 50% of his wins are by sub. Yeah, I just think it's just a good opportunity, to be honest. But I'll let you get back to it.
I agree, Ivan. 94 people watching and only 3 likes. That's disgraceful.
It's not a good ratio, though. It's not a good ratio.
Like that. You know, what are we doing here? We're all just cuck watching in the corner. Hit the like button. What are we doing here, guys? Now, the money lines here, you can see Nursultan Ruziboyev just over a 2-1 favorite. I think that's fair. I think it's a fair line here. Money has come in on both sides, and so we have got individual outcomes here as well. Of over 1.5 is at a minus 210. The under 1.5 is at plus 180. I find this interesting that the under 1.5 is at plus 180. I would have liked to have seen this fight lined at a 2.5 round line lean, which I guess they're favoring it, you know, being that Pulayev is historically quite durable. And I get that's why it's very favored to go over there. But that under 1.5 at plus 180, I think that's a good play. The fight to not go the distance as well is at minus money. So they're expecting a finish to come at some point. So the fight to not go the distance is minus 180, but yet somehow the under 1.5 is plus 180, which tells you they're expecting a late round 2 / all round 3 finish, which I just don't see being the case. I think if Nursultan's going to finish this fight, it is under 1.5 rounds. I don't think that that comes later. And if it gets to round 3, I don't think either of them are finishing. Yeah, and I think if it gets to round 3, I don't think either of them are finishing. I think at that point it's going the distance. So
what is honestly just like, does Bet Online just have round 3 to not start? Because that could be like an alternative under 2.5.
Betcha does. I don't think it does have one.
Right. Does it have like an alternative under 2.5 even?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we're just gonna, because I'm happy to just lock in the Ruziboyev sub.
You just want to rock that one?
Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't really love the under 1.5. I like the number. I do like the number, but I don't love the fact that it's at 1.5. You know what I mean? It's hard to kind of explain. And usually, I don't know if this is mathematically correct or if I'm just pulling out pretend numbers out my ass, but I feel like a lot of submissions happen in the second half of the round. They're not the first half, because usually there's a bit of time involved setting them up, unless it is just a club and sub or a defensive sub that can be popped up out of nowhere.
Now we got a super chat here, so I'll pop this one up here. Who wins Atiba Gautia versus Nursultan Ruziboyev? Y'all, I'll let you take that one real quick. You run that one. Thank you for the 2 spot, by the way, as well, Stephen.
Oh, I would probably pick Gautier to beat Ruziboyev. Yeah, I think I'd pick Gautier to knock him out. I don't feel good about it, but I think I would pick Gautier to knock him out. Just off the top of my head.
I would say the same thing, and I would say especially now that we've had Atiba Gautia go through the loss that he just not the loss, but the aura loss in that decision victory there against Pulayev, he will understand now, hey, I can't just whiff my shots at everybody and hope that they fall down. He fell in love with his power, but he's going to have to go back to, the Lerone Murphy method of just, taking what comes in front of you. One of his teammates, he calls Lerone Murphy his big brother. Lerone Murphy, you can say whatever you want about him. The dude has some of the greatest technique in the sport, not just his division. Like the way that he throws things, he's defensively responsible and all the rest of it. Lerone Murphy is a fantastic shooter for somebody like a Tiba Gautia, and I think he will round out his skill set and honestly go incredibly far inside the division. When I saw Tiba Gautia in his raw form, I thought this guy definitely has future champion material. Now, Sultan Ruzaboyev, I don't feel the same way about. I don't feel that way about him. He's nearing a complete product, and I don't know. There's some issues that he does have that I don't know that he'll ever fix. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to kind of add on to that in a different sort of sense. Like when I was getting into the UFC, I remember when Paulo Costa made his debut, and he was also knocking people out. Paulo Costa.
Costa, you said.
Paulo Costa. Paulo. Oh, whatever. You know what I mean. Paulo Costa was making his debut. He'd come in with a very big. This is what you said.
You see this?
Yeah.
That you put a fucking hot drink on it. That's Paulo Costa. That's what he said.
Yeah. Great. That's awesome. But when Paulo made his debut, and he was knocking people out, or he was having very good wins, that's what my father and I actually thought. We thought, wow, this guy's going to be a future champion. He never obviously become a champion, but he made it far.
He could.
He could get a maybe title shot at 205 pounds, maybe if the cards fall in the direction that it should work. But yeah,
I think he's the next guy.
He's a championship caliber fighter. There's a very real chance then in that case that he would at least fight for the title at some point in his career. Whether or not he wins the title or not doesn't matter. If he fights for the title, then that's a very good prediction from the BetSam.
All right, now. All right, let's get professional here for a minute. Oh, this one. We just locked in the submission, guys. We're not going to go with anything else. Kombat.
Yeah, I love the sub. Listen, we got the Jacob's back in the sub as well, and Evangelo gets upset with us for that. It was on me because I said it, but Jacob has also bet the sub. He also loves it, and I love it too. I think it's just an amazing little prop there.
Now, then we have Abdul Rahman Yakhyayev taking on Julius Juicebox Walker. But the thing about Julius Walker is he fought Alonzo Menifield, and I thought to myself, this is a winnable fight. Like I literally thought to myself, this is a winnable fight for somebody like Julius Walker, because if you can take down Alonzo Menifield and hold him down for like 2 minutes, he loses all of that KO power that he has. Like he still throws like he's going to knock you out. He just doesn't find KOs. So if Julius Walker was able to get a single takedown on Alonzo Menifield, then I think he won that fight. And in the fight where he had against Alonzo Menifield, I also think it was probably, other than getting finished up in 20 seconds against Olberg, it's probably the worst version of Alonzo Menifield that I've ever seen. And he still wasn't able to get the job done. Julius Walker, I genuinely say this with like no ounce of hate in my heart because he seems like a nice dude. I don't think he has the athleticism to compete with people in the UFC. Like, I just don't think he's like, I don't think he's got enough pop in his shots. I don't think he's got enough explosion in his takedown attempts. He got by being big and having some grappling in the regional scene. And now he's in the UFC, but like, he doesn't belong here at all, you know? And while Abdul Rahman Yakhyayev he's a wild boy, you know, like he fights with reckless abandon. There's no world where I see Julius Walker like holding him down to a decision, you know? I just don't see that being the case, you know? How do you feel about this one, Adam? Because you might honestly have more insight than this and me, because it just seems bizarre to me, you know?
I agree with you on what you've done with this fight, and I want to tell the chat, I've got $25 on Ruzaboyev sub plus Yakhyayev sub to return $700. That's the send. That's the full send. Fully hope that it works. But I picked Yakhyayev to win this fight, and I think Yakhayev's going to win it early. I think he's going to win it early. But the thing about Julius Walker, though, that's so frustrating to me is when he signed to the UFC, he actually had a little bit of hype, just kind of as an American light heavyweight prospect in general. But I thought that he looked pretty good because every time on the regional scene he took someone down, he would finish them with ground and pound, or he'd finish them with a submission. Like once he took people down, they would not get back up. And in the UFC, that is just not translated. It's either a combination of them. He's not shooting takedowns, he's not finding success on the takedowns. It turns out that his striking's not that good, and I think just it has not translated what I
the
thought.
Striking optics in that Alonso Menifield fight lost him that fight. Just the optics. It wasn't.
Because I think he even landed more volume off the top of my head. I can't remember the stats necessarily, but it's just I just remember kind of coming out of that Menifield fight thinking, why did he not wrestle more? You know, because that was his game. That was his entire game in the regional scene, and then he went the distance against Akira. It's not that I think he's bad, because I actually think that there's a framework there for a good light heavyweight that could be ranked maybe, but it just has not come together. And then you look at, on the other hand, you've got Abdul Rahman Yakyaev, who coming on the Contender Series got a knockout, and then I picked him to win by sub in his next fight, and I picked him to win by sub again, and he's coming off 2 back-to-back submissions, I want to say, in the first round, one of them in 2 minutes, one of them in 1 minute, and yeah, those sub props have been good the whole time. Now the books are finally getting onto it. But Yakyaev is not a striker at all. Thanks, Chevy. I'm definitely going to be locking my doors and windows tonight. But now I think that the books are getting onto it, because I know that you guys were able to get a lot better price than me, because I think Yakyaev subs at plus 145 now, which is actually depressing. But I think he's going to submit Walker. Sorry, I think I might have talked about that for too long.
This is obviously not true, right? You're deep in the Contender Series. Yeah, this is Sammy Buckingham. Is this just a pack
with the PFL?
Where have you seen this
as well? Unless there's something I've missed, like in the last hour, but. The fact that I'm checking on this is crazy, but there actually is a chance that it could maybe happen. But
Sammy's not a guy that usually talks shit in my chat, so like that's just maybe he's been out of pocket today. But you know,
have the Bulls picked up anyone undrafted? Does anyone know if the Bulls picked up anyone undrafted? The Bulls have picked up Toby Awaka, absolute demon. All right.
Lost all trust in you, Sammy. You know, I can't believe it. I'm not going to go live this weekend now just because of this.
The fact that I kind of believed it is crazy, but you know, it's because he did sign with the PFL at that time. I did think that there was a chance that it could have happened.
I mean, Jake Paul literally got in there and fought with Anthony Joshua. Like he literally did have a fight with Anthony. So it's not like there's nothing you wouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like you can hate on him for whatever you want. But I mean, like, if you're willing to go in there, like, I'm not going in there boxing fucking Anthony Joshua. Like, I would also get my jaw broken. Like, he's probably like, I'd probably box Tyson Fury, who would also knock me out, but he probably wouldn't break my face. You know, the difference between the athleticism.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when someone's good and you're not good, they'll just unleash with a lot more aggression than they would against someone that they believe could actually have some power back. Like me and you against Tyson Fury, even if we both fought him at the same time. I don't think he would give a fuck, you know what I mean? He'd knock us both out cold in less than, I'd say 90 seconds. I don't even know if I'd give us that long.
You think so? No, you really think so?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm holding them down. I'm talking no boxing gloves. I'm holding them down. You can just unload on them. You can just tee off on them.
No, maybe if we just like both rugby tackled them at the same time. You see that Damian McKenzie got called to the All Black squad? That's disgusting.
I reckon two hard leg kicks and Tyson Fury just doesn't get back up. Like, I reckon if I just slam 2 low kicks into him, he's just not getting up. He definitely doesn't know how to kick a low kick. I think if you slam 2 low kicks. I
don't know if he's going to last that long, man. Like,
what are you talking about? Bro, have you seen Tyson Fury throw a punch?
He's like 6'10".
He's like 6'8". He might be 6'7". Like
I don't know.
Anyway, we got to get back on track here. Let's talk about props here.
What do you like in this fight now that the odds have kind of shifted on those potentially juicy props that you were chasing on this fight in particular?
What do you mean shifted?
Yeah, look at what's the sub prop worth now?
I have no idea. Compared to when I got it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's come down to. Let's have a look here. I'll pull it up.
Like, I got it plus 145. I felt like it got ripped off.
It's plus 140 right now, you know? Hey, let's go. How you doing, Red Chimp?
It opened plus 300. I can't believe, dude. That's why bitch scams us, man. Like by putting up the odds too late. Actually, scam.
The under 1.5 for this fight is minus 215, and I feel like that's not even unreasonable. Like that's genuinely
I think
not
it's because I feel like if Walker beat Yakyaev, which I don't think is going to happen, I also think it would probably be a quick submission or maybe TKO, even though Sakura went the distance with him.
Sakura's terrible though. Like Sakura's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think Yakyaev is finishing this guy in the first. It's minus 130 is kind of crazy, but
you think that's too steep, or you think we hit it?
No, that's not that's too steep. It's just the fact that if it's going to be the prop, we're going to tell the people to go for. I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
Just for the price of it, But
I mean, Yakyaev inside the distance is minus 325.
Either fighter by submission's pretty fun because
not for plus 130,
but it's plus 140 for Yakyaev to win by sub, and then you just cover just a chance,
So you're saying there's a chance. You would literally be better off, and you would be better off individually playing this and that, arbitraging these two. You would be better off.
Yeah,
plus 2200. You would be.
They're really giving Walker no chance.
Yeah. It's could you put in a cycle? Says Vince. 1484. I think we could do a cycle. Yeah, we'll do it at the end. We're gonna put together a couple of parlays at the end. I think, right? You got some time, Adam, right? I don't think we're in a hurry to get out of here.
No, not really. I just kind of need to go to the bathroom real quick, but no.
When we jump into the next fight, I'll start breaking it down, and then you can go take a piss. All right?
Yeah, man.
All right. How was Angelo last night, Sam? Why do you say it like I fucked him? What is that? How was Angelo last night? I didn't sample the dude. I did a live stream with him. Holy shit. Anyway, how was he? Honestly, more agile than you would expect, and tender too. I reckon, you can call me crazy. I think the under 1.5 is still the play here.
Yeah, just take it. Why not? I don't mind it. Just take it.
It's not a crazy line. I think that's where I'm going to run with this one. We're going to hit that. I'm just going to put Abdul rather than his full name because it seems crazy to write all that fucking nonsense.
Yeah. They know what we're on about.
Under 1.5 rounds. Minus 215. It's not amazing, but
it's something you could put in a parlay with something else that we've come up with that maybe you look at.
We could do a violence parlay. We could do a violence parlay.
I'm keen on some long shots. I'm keen on some. I'm sending something to the fucking moon.
Hey, UFC, how you doing? This guy's always in my fucking. He's always in my chat, bro. This guy. Nice. He's a real one. We got a few homies in here. Contender series starts August 11th. Is this correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm excited for
Honestly, life is so good when you have the contender series because then you've only got 3 days in between UFC fights at any given point in time. It's just and if you have an off week, you have a contender series.
Insane.
I wish the PFL production quality was just 20% better. If it was 20% better, I would do videos on the PFL regularly. But they're just not.
Yeah, the PFL. I have so many issues with the PFL, but I think we would be here for hours. But the long short of it is the breaks between fights are just far too long.
And they play the same recurring ads over and over again, or sometimes they will play. I find it misleading, right? They'll put on next week's event. There's too much noise going on. It's just
Well, the whole system. Fuck, I'm getting rage baited by the mic. The whole system just doesn't make sense either. They've got PFL Africa, they've got PFL MENA, and then people message me and they're like, "Have you done PFL MENA? Have you done PFL Africa?" And I'm like, I don't want to do PFL MENA or Africa. I just want to do the big PFL event.
Yeah,
because I've done PFL MENA in the past, and two things happened. The first thing was my predictions for it were so bad. I just felt bad putting them out. I just did so terribly on it because I don't know the fighters that well. And then just some bullshit happened. I think some guy broke his leg or something. It's a minus 800 favorite or some absolute nonsense. I was like, fuck this. I ain't predicting this. The Rising is so good too, though, to be fair. You can watch Rising in English. There's they've got Australian commentators.
I remember there was a stretch there and I put out, I want to say it was maybe 10 or 11 different bets on regional cards. And I got all of them correct. I got all of them correct, and I felt bad for you because you were doing worse, and I was doing zero tape. I just opened people's tapologies, and I was like, this guy's gonna win. So I put
that's what Contender Series is so hard for too, though, because like Jacob, I want to say last year I had a really good Contender Series. The year before that, I had a really bad one. And the year before that, I was really, really good at. But 2 years ago, like, you know how Jacob just bets on the guys, how they look like in the videos, and he usually like somehow manages to do a lot better than me. It's so frustrating because I was like, dude, like, it's so long on Contender Series, and a lot of the time that I've kind of learned with Contender Series is that the guys do not fight like they do on the tape. They get in that cage. They either get too aggressive or they freeze up. If they're a wrestler, they just don't wrestle because they think they're not going to get a contract. It's just an absolute shit show. I'm going to be honest. But this year,
my favorite Contender Series fight ever was that Marwan Rahiki fight. Fuck, that was so good, bro. That was
that was neat. But this year, dude, they're setting guys up for some vicious finishes. I'm going to be honest. Like, there's some guys on the Contender Series that should not be in there, with guys that should just be in the UFC right now. Like, trust me, there's going to be some minus like 2,000 lines. It's going to be insane.
Like some Leahy and Douglas type fighters in there, just looking to take heads off, you think?
Yeah. Versus, you know, what was that Bolivian middleweight's name again? The guy that they just went 0-4 in the promotion.
Jose Medina?
His 22-year-old protege is going to be on the Contender Series. He's 22 years old, fought at lightweight a couple of years ago. Now fights at middleweight, I think, and he didn't put on muscle or anything. He just put on a lot of fat. Puppy Wancho was his nickname. I don't. Hold on, let me get his name. Juan Cabrera, bro. I'm telling you, this is insane. And he's fighting a 6'4". I want to say Slovakian kickboxer. Yeah, Slovakian.
From Bolivia.
He's 5'8". He's 5'8". Look at the Contender Series matchup. Like, this is insane.
9-1 though. Shiny 9-1.
No. Is that? Oh no, but look at the matchup, dude. He's 5'8", fighting a 6'4". Slovakian kickboxer, dude. Bro. This is insane matchmaking that they're doing. Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't look like that anymore. Trust me, he's 5'8", fat middleweight.
6'4". 6'4" and 5'8" is crazy work.
It's insane. I know.
What is that? That's 8 inches of difference there. What's the reach? That it doesn't have reach listed here.
Yeah.
Doesn't have reach listed for either of them.
It's just some irresponsible Leon Shabazian versus.
Is this guy like a real 6'4" though, or is he like?
He's a big guy. Like, if he's not 6'4", he's probably at least 6'2". I would say, maybe, but he's not. He's big. He's big. He's a big boy. Yeah, did they sign a center though, Brody? Because that guy's a power forward. We need a center. The ball's in a center.
Best part of Dana White's Contender Series is having Anthony Smith and Michael Chiesa on commentary, former fighters with experience, but so no huge egos like Bisping or DC. I actually love Bisping and DC.
I really don't like Smith, though, I'm going to be honest.
I love when Bisping says something and he gets it wrong, and he's like, oh, you know me, my vision's great. He's like fucking blinding one eye. He just takes the piss out of it. One of the worst commentators, and I was watching tape for a fight just the other day, and it was a Fury FC one. And I didn't know who the commentator was, but the guy was bleeding, and I hear him going, "Oh, he's bleeding really bad from the knees. He's bleeding out his knees." And I was like, "This is clearly bleeding out his nose." And it was Alex Morono that was doing the commentary.
Oh my god!
And
yeah,
he was like, "Oh, he's bleeding. He's like, he's bleeding bad from his knees." And I was like, "What the fuck is bro on about?" You can see the blood pouring. It's on the other guy's shoulder. It's all over his nose. And is that Alex who was is that Alex that was watching it with me? I think it might be. I think me and Alex might have been doing tape study, and he was like fucking. He was like, he's bleeding from the knees. And I was like, bro, what is he on about? Like, the CT is just going out here. He's talking about bleeding from the knees. Yeah. Alex was doing tape study with me in my Discord. We were just, we're vibing out there. But we were both like, did he just say he's bleeding from the knees? That's crazy work. Anyway. Yeah, he said bleeding profusely.
I'm going to let you get going on the Hassanov.
All right, to the chat. Adam's going to go and put his hands to cock. And we are going to break down this fight here. So
probably one hand, though. One hand, I'd say.
Yeah, 2 would be excessive. You don't need the second one. So. Let's not get carried away here. Yeah. We have Farman Hassanov taking on Eric Nolan. Farman Hassanov, if you guys haven't had the opportunity to unlock some of his tape study here, this individual is a ground and pound specialist. He stands at 6 feet tall. He has a bit of a power frame for this division. and he is taking on Eric Nolan, who is famously coming in here and has gone out there and lost to Baisinger Susakaev. And he is a slight underdog here in this matchup. And I believe it comes down to the fact that he was able to wobble Susakaev at the end of the first round. So people are assuming he's going to be able to put hands on Farman Hasanov. Now, the difference is that when Eric Nolan took on Baisinger Susakaev, Baisinger treated him like a meal that he was just playing with. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, I've been wobbled. In this matchup here against Farman Hasanov, Hasanov is going to take this fight incredibly serious. I think that he is going to try to take down Eric Nolan here early. And I think if he gets to his spot, I think it will only take one takedown in one good position. If he can get either into side control or top mount or all the rest of it, I think he unloads ground and pound. So I'm going to go Farman Hasanov here. And I think that Hasanov can win this fight in rounds 1 or round 2. I think that he's pretty live early. If it does go late, it could get dicey, right? Hasanov obviously making his debut here. So it's not exactly like it couldn't go wrong here. But I'm firmly on the Hasanov side here. What do you have to say about this fight, Adam? I just broke it down. I picked Hasanov.
I think Hasanov's quite an interesting prospect to me because he's very good. I think, but at the same time, also the sample size is quite small in a way because he's only really fought 3 times recently, and even then, the performances have been odd to me. I thought the Luke Roberts performance was quite strange, given the fact that he is a Azerbaijani national wrestling champion and a very good freestyle wrestler. And then against Makali Ari Lewis, who now has a losing record, I thought Ari Lewis was doing a really good job defending the takedowns. And eventually he got him down and finished him, though. But then against Fazilov, as soon as he got the takedown, he ground and pounded him out and finished the fight. And that's how I see this fight going. I think it comes down entirely to how Hasanov goes into this matchup. You know, is Hasanov going to go out there wanting to get the takedown? And I think if he does, and he is pretty aggressive in pursuing the wrestling, I think he's going to get a takedown on Nolan. He's going to end up finishing the fight with ground and pound.
One thing I actually want to point out to people as well, and this extends to Dubai, this extends to a lot of these different places, you know, is when these fighters go out here in, you know, these Middle Eastern places, it's not like fighting in Las Vegas or all the rest of it. You're right?
Yeah, I'm just getting accused of not washing the hands. But
who washes their hands in their own home, bro? What is wrong with you guys?
Here's the thing.
No,
the bathroom
don't derail me.
is
right,
right there. Okay.
Listen, all right, let's lock back in. All right, stop reading the chat, lock in. Now, in this matchup here, it's not like other fight arenas. Like you're not at like Las Vegas or New York or Madison Square Garden, because when one of the hometown fighters gets a takedown here, these arenas are going to erupt, like just off the takedown. Like, let's say Farman Hasanov gets like a slam takedown on Eric Nolan. People are going to go, because they fucking love it, bro. These guys, they love the wrestling. They love it when these dudes get aggressive just with people on the mat. You know, if he lands a one big elbow a minute, that's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be like the French crowd where they're bloodthirsty and all the rest of it. It's going to be probably pro grappling. They're going to be pro whatever their hometown is doing. And if Farman Hasanov gets a single takedown here, Eric Nolan's going to have a dude hammering away on top of him, and he's going to hear the crowd going nuts about it. And I think he's going to panic. I think he's going to absolutely panic. So I'm going to say that Eric Nolan gets finished up here. I'm going to go bold with this and say round 1. I'm going to say it's going to be round 1.
Yeah, I said in my breakdown on my channel, as soon as he got a takedown, I think the fight's going to be over. Now, Nolan can grapple quite good, and he's very good on the feet with his punching. Like when he knocks people out, he puts them out stiff. But I don't think Hasanov's going to give him the opportunity to do so if he wrestles. And it comes down to that: is Hasanov going to offensively wrestle? Because as soon as this guy gets the fight down, genuinely, he just finishes fights. It's insane how good he is.
Should we go bold here and go a Farman Hasanov round 1?
Yeah, fuck it, that's fine.
It's plus 300. I reckon let's do it, eh?
Farman Hasanov round 1 by KO is plus 5. Oh, the sub could happen though. I don't know. We haven't seen him get a sub, but I mean,
he does have
being
a
a
nice
wrestler. He'll have an ability to get an arm triangle or something fun.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go round 1. Just round 1.
Let's look at it. Let's look at it for the funsies. I like that.
Plus 300.
Just beautiful.
Right. That's where we're going to go with that one. And as I say to everybody, you guys, if you do miss it, I am going to post a pinned comment with every single prop that we have highlighted that I've wrote down on my phone here including I'm going to give it out to the people for free, and it's going to be in premium, is the Kombat Kiwi parlay, which we're going to come up with.
We're going to cook up something.
We're going to cook it on the stream. And we're not going to go wide with the Kombat Kiwi parlay because we're looking to hit like a nice
we're going for a 10 win streak, and I feel like if we hit a 10 win streak, I think then maybe we can sort of change the idea of the Kombat Kiwi parlay to be sort of chasing something a little bit bigger. But for now, that's the challenge.
We just got to hit a cheeky 10.
A cheeky 10 win streak.
Yeah, it's easy.
But also reasonable odds at the same time. We're not talking about Abdul Rahman Yakiyev money line plus Daniil Donchenko money line. We're still going to be trying to hit like something that's in the range of like plus 150.
That was going to be the parlay. I can't believe you just gave it out like that and said you're not going to do it. That was definitely my idea for the parlay. That's terrible. Anyway, Abus Magomedov taking on Mikhail Oleksiejczyk. I'm picking Abus Magomedov here. It's more down to the fact that I'm fading Mikhail Oleksiejczyk. I will say Mikhail Oleksiejczyk purely in the boxing, way more dangerous than Abus Magomedov. Way more dangerous. But I do think that Mikhail Oleksiejczyk is a little bit frail. And you might think that's like a rough thing to say, but Abus only really gets hurt once he is tired. If he is fresh, he doesn't really get hurt by anything. So I think Abus Magomedov here, he's got a big head. He's got a big body. You could see he was intimidating Michel Pereira just off his presence alone. And I don't know that Mikhail Oleksiejczyk is going to just come in here and try to wail on him. Once he gets hit with any kind of power coming back, he might be like, oh shit, I'm actually fighting somebody that can hurt me, unlike in my last few fights. So what's your thoughts on that?
I absolutely love your breakdown because I'm picking Mikhail Oleksiejczyk because I'm fading Abus Magomedov, to be honest. I just haven't really ever been a fan of Abus. I'm going to be honest. And yeah, I know.
You're buying into the Cedric Dumas KO, the Gerald Meerschaert KO, and the decision victory over 45-year-old Marc-Andre Barrier.
Now,
that's what I'm hearing.
Buying in would infer that I've placed money on this, and this is actually probably maybe one of the only fights on the entire card I don't have any money on. I don't really like this fight at all, to be honest, with both guys. I don't like the over-under because it's at 1.5. I just don't like anything in regards to this matchup. I'm picking Mikhail by knockout. I just don't really love it. I'm going to be honest.
Now, you look here for a boost, though, right? Obviously, lost that fight to Caio Borralho. Since then, though, Wally Alves.
Yeah, just skip over that one.
What's that?
Just skip over the Wally Alves performance.
Yeah, okay. Bruno Ferreira, this was a good performance from him. He kind of had to dig deep, and he found the parts of victory late there.
Yeah, he did. A late sub.
The Michel Pereira decision as well. He took what Michel Pereira was offering him, and he won that fight pretty clearly. Now, it wasn't an exciting performance, but you don't have to fight Michel Pereira exciting to beat him. In fact, you're better off if you don't engage in his madness. And since then, the loss to Joe Pyfer, I think Joe Pyfer would absolutely smoke Mikhail Oleksiejczyk. So I can't take anything away from this and what that's going to refer to this matchup, because it's a grappler that went out there and got the rear naked choke. It's got nothing to do with this fight. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you throw that in the bin when it comes to this fight.
And he also didn't get knocked out by Pyfer either, who does hit.
Correct, who does hit incredibly hard.
And harder than Mikhail, obviously.
Abus Magomedov has 35 professional fights, and I think he has fights that exist prior to his MMA record. So he's 35 years old here, almost 36. He's on the tail end of his career, but he's still big. He's still got athleticism. He doesn't have good energy management, but neither does Mikhail Oleksiejczyk. So it's not like you can say he's a death gasser and because he gassed Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland has a way of outworking people and making you not be able to rest in fights with him. So that's the only real example we've seen of Abus just looking terrible late in fights. Mikhail Oleksiejczyk being with the fighting nerds as well as another narrative that I hear. I don't care. Like, I really don't care that he trained with Caio Borralho and John Silva. You know who stopped training with the fighting nerds and looks way better? His name's Mauricio Huffy. Like legitimately, oh my God, he trains with Caio Borralho. Maybe he's gonna get worse. I don't fucking know. You know who? Everybody talks about the fighting nerds as well. Like, they're just all unstoppable. There's a bunch of fighting nerds that fucking suck. But they just didn't make
Kanan Krajewski existed. What's that lady that was just
Bruno Brazil?
Bruno Brazil.
Yeah, Bruno Brazil.
These guys on the Felipe Douglas and the Icaro Brito just got completely fraud checked in the LFA, who was the next big fighting nerd to come up as well. Like, yeah, just in general, yeah.
This statement here, Has Rufy gotten better, or is he just facing worse competition that doesn't match him?
I think
well?
he's looked better. I think he's
so
looked better,
especially
than he would have elsewhere.
Yeah. I think if he was fighting the way that he was fighting prior to joining them in that fight against Fiziev, then I wouldn't have backed him in that spot. I think he wouldn't have. He probably wouldn't have won, to be honest with you. But anywho, man, you're looking at Deal. This is like your number one glazer. Like, what is this?
Fuck, man. I wish the ladies felt the same way about this guy.
slap a wig on him. You'd be all right.
Ladies with very dark hair and tattoos.
Let's have a little look at props here, because you're leaning towards
piercing and maybe tongue piercing as well. But to ride the wildest horse, you've got to be a very good cowboy. What I mean?
What are you even talking about, bro? All right, let's pull up the.
threw you off guard there.
I am a lady, Adam. Cap. Stop the cap. Just stop. Absolute cap. Mikhail Oleksiejczyk has become the favorite here against Abus Magomedov. Has become the favorite.
That's pretty crazy. That means that we're going to probably get good odds on maybe an Abus finish, to be honest.
Mikhail Oleksiejczyk by KO is plus 195.
This is only path to victory.
I would say this, and you guys can call me crazy right now. I think this is a garbage number. And you might be like, what? Plus 195, that's his path to victory. Go down to round 1 KO, because that's realistically his path to victory. The power from Mikhail Oleksiejczyk dies after 5 minutes. It's not there anymore. After 5 minutes, he's no longer as slick as everybody else, right? He's fighting at the same speed as his opponents, and he's always been a bit undersized for this division. So Mikhail Oleksiejczyk, round 1 KO, that's it. Like that's all he's got, or he's toast in this fight. That's my genuine belief here. Abus Magomedov is probably his path to victory. You could say is either by the KO or the submission there. Abus by sub is a number that I was interested in, but it's at plus 200 right now. For the sake of Artem in this fight, I'm happy to post this if you're okay.
I was gonna say I'm happy in investigating a potential like Abus Magomedov like round 2, round 3 sub as well, because I don't love the under over 1.5. Like I think the reason why I don't love it, I think it's just a good number for the books, because it's just a bit scary. But if it was an under 2.5, I'll take the under 2.5. But since it's 1.5, like 1.5, I genuinely think it's about 50-50, and I just don't think it's worth kind of jumping on.
Well, this guy Steven, he just said BetSam is really a blatant gooner in practice. Adam's more low-key bad. Bro, if you saw the shit that Adam sends me, Adam is the most blatant gooner in all of New Zealand. Like, I had to stop him from sending me.
Yeah, no.
The amount of ladyboy content and all this stuff. And this is what I would do to bro, If only bro was a femboy. And when you finally see that bro has the potential to be a femboy, this is the type of shit I don't think.
Yes, it's great content though, is it not? And the funniest part is I didn't know that when you're on Instagram you can see what other people like. It's on my personal account, by the way, and I'm just liking all these femboy reels. Like I'm liking
all the really, Thailand ladyboy reels,
like all of the Charlie Kirk reels I like. So people are scrolling through their feed and seeing all of this degenerate brain rot that I'm liking, thinking, what the fuck is awesome liking? It's crazy.
Yeah, I reckon we go Abus Magomedov. If it was on BetSam,
yeah, that's true, Sheriff. That's true. Like I feel like it's pretty average to yeah.
What is all right? Well, Boost Magomedov round 2 sub at plus 800. How do you feel about that? I kind of like that.
I don't mind it. Well, let's round 3 sub just to arbitrage.
Plus 1,300. It's plus 1,300.
Oh, I really wish it was like a way bigger number because that would be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I put down Mikhail Oleksiejczyk round 1 KO plus 350. Magomed sub round 2 at plus 800. People can take what they like. They can take what they like. Yeah,
just pick and choose. I like that though. I'm prepared to get invested in those as well.
Financially, I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking financially. There we have Ikram Alaskirov taking on Bruno Ferreira, the Hulk. This is an interesting one, man. I think that if I can say this relatively confidently, I think Bruno Ferreira is the number one public dog this week. The amount of people that have reached out to me saying Bruno Ferreira, it's a must. You must play Bruno Ferreira this week. Everyone's like, oh, Bruno Ferreira he's so dangerous. This he's a force to be reckoned with here. Ikram's been knocked out twice, Ikram got knocked out by fucking former champion Khamzat Chimaev and former champion Robert Whittaker. So, I mean, he got knocked out by two former UFC champions. And if people want to go, oh, Khamzat's a grappler, I don't care that it's Gerald Meerschaert. If you watch the way that he slumped Gerald Meerschaert with that shot, Khamzat clearly has disgusting power. Like, this sound that shot made as it just sent Gerald Meerschaert into the fucking shadow realm, that lives rent-free in my head. He just kind of stalks him and then it's just... It was literally the first strike he threw as well. He just killed him. He killed him with that. It was, yeah. Khamzat Chimaev has power
as well.
Like, yeah, I mean, Khamzat's the type of dude where, like, people might not realize it, but, like, even though he just lost to Sean Strickland, make no mistake about it, Khamzat is one of the most disgustingly talented and powerful individuals in that division. And there's only a few people that can really stop him and even make him look relatively competitive. Like that's just the reality of it. So, yeah. Anyway, what are we talking about here? Ikram Al-Askarov.
Yeah. By the way, I was kind of zoned out myself listening when I said, "Oh yeah," and Phil Rose, but I thought you were talking about Ikram's knockouts. I was like,
I just glazed over that. I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah, I think we're both like, just like and like. Just thinking about something completely different.
Yes, fucking brain rot, bro.
Which is just awesome. But yeah, I know you're pretty high.
You're picking Ikram or no?
Yeah. I've got money on Ikram as well. Like I've got him in a parlay.
The thing about this fight that's a little bit difficult is that it could go late or it could end really early, and neither result would surprise me. I'm not incredibly confident that Bruno Ferreira can stand up to the grappling of Ikram Al-Askarov. Like, getting third round hit and arm triangle from fucking Abus Magomedov is not like a badge of honor. You know what I mean? No. He's also only looked good against like relatively poor competition outside of getting, and I will say this, getting lucky. He got lucky against RoboCop, but also RoboCop, he's honestly that kind of guy that he makes those mistakes. Like when RoboCop loses, it's because his chin's out there in the air and people catch it. Like that's how RoboCop loses fights. He lost his fight against Jared Cannonier by leaving his chin out there and getting rocked. He lost it against Bruno Ferreira. Like he lost it, I believe, on the Contender Series. He got knocked out as well at some point, or maybe prior in Brazil. Somebody knocked him out. Who was it?
Yeah, it wasn't on the Contender Series. But...
It was.
It wasn't.
No.
Sorry, I'm just looking through my bets. I've got Ikram in a parlay with Yakyaev. I don't know why I placed that. It's just stupid because it's dumb odds, but whatever. And then I've got Ikram sub $17 to return $100 just to completely interrupt your flow.
Is it really that much?
Yeah. It's like, oh god, hold on. It's on BitShare. I'll scroll through TAB.
You gaslit the fuck out of me. It was on the Contender Series. Jordan Williams knocked out RoboCop back in 2020.
Oh right. Well, my brain doesn't go that far back. That's plus 480, so $5.
Even further back, freaking Bruno Lopez knocked him out in 2014. So the losses that RoboCop has,
CTE.
3 out of the 4 of them come by way of round 1 KO. So like if you're beating RoboCop, it's because you're knocking him out in the first round. You know what I mean? So
wait. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Talking about RoboCop getting knocked out.
Bruno Ferreira.
I'm talking about how Bruno Ferreira knocked out. Keep up. Bruno Ferreira
never lost in the Contender Series.
We're not talking about Bruno Ferreira losing on the Contender Series. Oh. Holy shit. Anyway, keep up. The chat's up with me. You're not, but it's okay. Ikram Al-Askarov, anyway, I think he wins this fight inside the distance. I don't know if it comes in rounds 1, 2, or 3, so I don't know how keen I am to target a round market.
No, I'm not keen either.
Bruno Ferreira in the first 2.5 minutes will be stronger than Ikram, but I think it is the first 2.5 minutes. I think anything outside of that, I think Ikram will be stronger. Thoughts?
Yeah, just Ikram inside the distance. What's that number?
All right, let's pull it up.
Ikram catch you later, Ivan. Have a good one, mate. Have a good sleep.
Ikram inside the distance is minus 325.
No, that's just distance, no action. That's him.
All right, it's minus 160.
Oh fuck. Okay, that's terrible.
It's still not it. Yeah.
That's
Either fighter by submission is plus 275. That's interesting. But Ikram's only lost by knockout. So
Bruno does have a judo background. He's very underrated in that aspect. I mean, he subbed to McVeigh, so that kind of just spoils the surprise submission factor that he has, I guess.
Ikram by sub is plus 450. That's probably where I'm going to go with that.
I have bet it myself at plus 480. I put 17 on it. It returns 100. So if it loses, I'm not losing like my rent or anything.
That's what he's telling you guys, but and before he's asking me for a room to stay in, that's
yeah. I'll bet so. I made a big mistake.
Yeah. We've actually had that conversation before, all jokes aside. Right.
It wasn't in regards to my sports betting though. I think I should definitely very clearly clarify there as well.
Yes, it was.
No, you said, oh yeah, if you wanted to come up and watch some fights, you could stay at my house or something. And I was like, oh yeah.
We're talking about a different conversation that took place. Anyway, let's
okay, all right. Yeah, I don't remember this. But...
Basketball betting a little while ago.
Oh yeah, no, that
getting
was
a little overextended.
Yeah, I was quite overextended. Quite overextended. I love gambling. No, it's just so good.
Anyway, we got Asu Almabayev taking on
just call
Charles
the hotline.
Johnson. Yeah. Listen, Charles Johnson here, Asu Almabayev. We got to shut this thing down soon because we're getting out of control here. I'm going against CJ. I think Charles Johnson is like he is one of those unfortunate fighters where he just wins fights that he shouldn't and then loses all of the rest of them. This seems like one of those spots where he's going to lose, though. I think the pressure from Asu Almabayev, I expect him to be glued to Charles Johnson for the first 10 minutes. And then maybe Charles Johnson's, people are going to go, oh, it's round 3. He's going to turn it up. I just think he's not going to turn it up enough to finish him. Asu Almabayev he has got a very big will to win, a pretty impressive gas tank, and he will push a pace and he won't be discouraged as well. Like if you stop like 3 takedowns from him, he's like got 10 more behind it, He's got pretty crazy takedown attempt volume. When he does get takedowns, he's pretty effective with them. Length is obviously not an issue with him because he's taken down 6-foot flyweight, if you remember that, which was actually kind of a fucking crazy turnaround of events that we actually had somebody turn up. Jose Johnson.
Yeah.
I believe he's 6 foot. Did not belong down there. Matash Nicolau beat him. Only loss was to Manel Cup. I've spoken about this one before. Manel Cup was poking Asu Almabayev in the eyes multiple times intentionally and swiping at his eyes, and the ref did nothing about it. That's genuinely what happened. If anybody rewatches that fight and tries to understand what happened there, Manel Cup was poking the shit out of this guy's eyes. And even if he wasn't getting KO'd by Manel Cup, it kind of happens. Like the dude's a fucking demon. So, that doesn't translate to, oh, he's chinny or all the rest of it. Charles Johnson obviously does have some tremendous victories in his arsenal there. Lorna Kavanagh, this is honestly a sick victory only 10 months ago.
Yeah, it's going to age victory well too. It's going to it already has. It already has.
Yeah. Lorna Kavanagh looked like a top 5 flyweight in his last outing. And so Charles Johnson has a win over probably a future champion, win over the current champion.
The current champion, yeah. And he won the first 2 rounds before knocking out in the third. Like he just beat the piss out of him 3 rounds.
Against Van? I don't think he won 2 rounds. I think he won. I think it was 1-1 going to the third, actually.
Oh, I thought he was 2-0. I thought he was 2-0 when he knocked him out. But it doesn't. He knocked him out. Like he's got the win. It's
irrelevant. So. Yeah. I thought he was 1-1, and I thought he was losing momentum going into the third, and he came back out and turned it up. Split decision win over Bruno Silva. This is honestly like it's as good as taking a loss in the big 2026. Like Bruno Silva is not doing well. He's not doing great things in his UFC career at this point, at this age. So
To defend my bald buddy, though, he took that fight on short notice after getting knocked out. Like, there was a pretty short turnaround in between getting slept and then taking that fight. But
that's true. But he's also lost 4 of his last 5 and just got absolutely murked by Edgar Chairez in the next fight.
Yeah, he looked absolutely terrible in that fight. I'm picking Asu Amabayev. I am picking Asu Amabayev by decision. I've seen a lot of online confidence in an Asu sub. I don't know necessarily where people are getting that level of confidence, because I do think that Charles Johnson just kind of, in the past, when he has taken on grapplers, I think his grappling defense has been good. I mean, he's never been subbed. I just wanted to double check that. But I think Asu wins a decision, to be honest with you. I think that it is one of those fights I could see Charles Johnson winning. And although I did just kind of express my unending love for potentially wanting to ring the hotline, I don't have any money on this fight. Actually, I'm a filthy liar because of that. I don't have any money on this. I don't really want to bet on this fight either. I'm going to be honest. It just is one of those ones which Charles could win.
What about Asu takedown lines? What about those? They're looking pretty nice, to be honest.
Stats, because the UFC, the way that they count their stats is a bit iffy. But wait, are you on Betcha or are you on Bet Online?
Betcha.
Looking at these takedown lines?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Just
like
2 takedowns, any rounds. 2+ is at $1.60. So, I feel like that's definitely
it's kind of like guaranteed, is it not?
Because he can get, if he's fighting towards a decision,
in the first 3 minutes. He could
get 2 takedowns and lose. That bet cashes. He could get 2 takedowns and get the sub. That bet cashes. He could get 2 takedowns and go on to win a decision, but you don't have to sweat those full 15 minutes. I think I quite like that. The 3 is risky because he could win a fight off of 2 takedowns, 2 rounds of control time, and not getting a 3rd takedown. Round 1 total takedowns, 1+ is $1.53. I feel like that's also a lock. I think he's getting a takedown there.
Yeah,
so
I'm actually talking.
Bro, I just looked at it.
Kombat Kiwi parlay.
3+ Asu Almabayev takedowns in round 1 is 7.25. I'm gonna hit that. Like that, I'm definitely gonna hit that. Well, because if he gets three mat returns,
though, it's quite a lot. When he gets takedowns,
look at fighters that fight Charles Johnson
and Johnson gets up. So Johnson gets up a lot, but he gets taken down a lot.
Yeah,
he got 7 against Ochoa. What about Johnson? Like, when Johnson fights a wrestler, he has good wrestling defense, but it's because he gets taken down and he gets up.
Yeah, and it kind of becomes.
It's been a long time since Johnson's been taken down a lot of times, but he did get taken down 11 times by Cody Durden, 3 times by Estevam, twice by Azat Maksum. But Maksum's dog shit.
Bruno Silva doesn't really shoot proper takedowns. He collides with people, that was just they went 0 for 6. I don't know why. 0 of 8 for Silva, but I mean, still, I don't really. Josh Van got a takedown on Charles Johnson,
Yeah. No, I like that. I like the takedown lines. I like takedown lines. It's fun.
Yeah,
I actually do. In fact, I don't even hate the idea. I actually don't even hate the idea of even just getting a bit crazy with it and checking a 3+ or a 4+. I think 5+ could be a stretch. As I said, it has been a while.
Yeah,
since Johnson's been taken down
that many times,
statistically. But he also has.
I would say Asu is a better grappler than Rafael Estevam as far as just getting takedowns, not securing
getting the fight down to the ground. I'd say
getting them there. Yeah.
I've never even looked at these takedown lines before. These are kind of fun. Round 1 takedowns for really 2+. I think that's better than the 3+, the 3.05. God, I could just imagine this is when the alarm bells start ringing.
I put thousands of dollars on Raul Rosas Jr. round 1, 2, and 3 takedowns, and I made thousands of dollars because.
But I could just imagine the thrill of sweating the fuck out of takedown lines in a round. Would that not be so fun?
I was cheering my ass off in the pub every time Raul Rosas Jr. got a takedown, and everyone else was just looking at me like I was a weirdo, because nothing was happening with them. They're just mat returns, and I was like,
wait, what? Farman Hassanov takedown lines when they come out round 1, 1+.
They won't come out. They won't come out. They don't give takedown lines for every fight. It's more like fights where they have substantial data.
Damn.
But yeah. Even in where are some other fights
that it's fun.
Let's have a look here. Now, this one's not the best one for takedown lines, but that's definitely a good fight for takedown lines.
This is a good fight for it. This is a good fight for it. This one here.
Asu. Yeah, this is the best fight for it, for sure. I'm going to go takedown line on Asu there. We're going to go round one.
Picture boosts are quite interesting, though.
Let's go round one total takedowns 1+ as my leg of the Kombat Kiwi parlay. I'm going to run that.
Alrighty. Oh, by the way, BetSam. Mikhail Olakchechik wins by KO on round 1 has been bitcha boosted from 5.5 to 6.
That means he's probably losing the fight.
Yeah.
I swear every time they boost it, it's just terrible. Like,
no, but they give you options on the boost.
Do you remember they boosted Jack Della Maddalena by knockout against Bilal Muhammad, and they paid everybody out, even though he won by decision?
Yes, because I got paid out for it too.
I think they paid like $200 out to everybody that did it. It was something like that.
Yeah. It didn't happen, but he paid it out anyways.
Yeah, that was kind of nice, you know. The books usually just fuck me, so that was a nice one. Look, I'm gonna go with Asu round 1 takedown.
I think they refunded. I think they refunded accidentally. I want to say.
Then they paid me.
They paid you. Okay.
They paid.
I definitely bid it myself. Maybe I got paid out too.
You would have got paid too. Yeah.
Maybe I've just got CTE. I do have CTE though, to be fair. Torres KO on round 1 has been boosted as well, by the way, from $4 to $4.50.
Round 1 KO to $4.50. That's pretty good.
Manuel Torres. That's pretty much its money line, honestly.
Now round 2 is still live. Round 2 is live.
He doesn't under 1.5.
He doesn't really death gas. It's just that he gets killed. You know, like
he has his moments where he's super aggressive. Okay, so we're just going to go for the takedown lines for this one. We're just going to move
round 1.
To
round 1.
Yep, round 1. Okay, I like that. 2+. I like the 2+. You can go for the 3+. I'll take the 2+.
We'll go. I'm going to take the 1+ for the Kombat Kiwi parlay. But
we'll put the 2, I like that.
But we'll put that's 1+ in round 1, which is $1.53.
That's great.
But maybe I'll take the 2+ for the fight though. You know, like it's the overall. Yeah. I'm
gonna bet on the 2+ and the 3+. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna write this down on my notepad.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Because
we've got 3 fights, and we're gonna have to fly through these ones, bro, because we've been yapping. This has gone on forever. It's problematic. We're gonna have to do something about it.
It is. I feel like we've locked out in the last hour. To be honest, I feel like whoever's watching,
we burned bright, and it's just.
Yeah, we started hot, and then I think we've fallen off. Like we started off like with some bangers, some absolute banger props, and then I think,
like the Ukrainian drone bombing. That was peak.
That was.
Anyway, Nazim Sadikov,
I think Nazikov wins by KO.
Yeah, me too. Let's just run with that. Easy.
Yeah, perfect.
I debated so heavily, right? I debated so heavily picking Mitash Kamiya as the underdog opportunity. So heavily.
I just don't think he's good.
Well, then I went back and I watched the last time we saw Nazim Sadikov in Baku, which was against Nicholas Motto, and he put on like an absolute clinic, sick knockout after getting lit up. But it was because Nicholas Motto punched himself out, which he tends to do in fights.
But anyway, so we like Sadikov KO. What are the odds on that one, Sam?
It's not even good. What do you reckon it is?
What about round 2 KO? What about round 2 KO?
No. Just take the round. Just take the blanket.
Just take the KO. We started off with a few props that weren't that good anyway, so we keep going.
Yeah. All right. Prince Nazim Sadikov.
What actually are the odds that we're looking at? Like how not good are they?
Once again. It's plus 160.
Oh, okay. I was hoping for closer to like plus 200, plus 220. But hey, it's all right. We'll take it.
This is
most
why we
likely
need
past the victory.
This is a genuinely quite positive comment here. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong one there. It's,
wait, which one?
Adam has a date with a ladyboy at 6. He wishes.
I wish.
This is why we need Combat Kiwis weekly. Adam, did you want to tell them the story as to why we don't have this weekly?
No, you can tell the story, and I'll bring in some facts along the way.
We were planning to do this as a weekly show, and Adam was somewhat excited about it. But then when I actually tried to pin him down to like a time zone, he could never commit to like doing it on any day or any point in time. So that's why we don't do it, because I would just have to jiggle myself around Adam's schedule, so there'd be no consistency And so that's why there isn't a weekly version of this. Otherwise, I'm down to do it. Me and Adam, we get along great, and we're happy to do these. But
I am keen. It's just like, especially at the time though, the time that we were trying to set it up, the time that we were trying to set it up, I was working. I think I had 3 jobs at the time. I was doing stupid hours. I had a night shift job. I had a day shift job. Sometimes I'd work the day shift and then do the night shift. Like when I'm working, I do just become a complete workaholic, and all I do is work. I just don't do anything else. And then when university started, I was like, oh yeah, uni started. I'm going to have a schedule. It's going to make sense. And then I just kind of never got into a good schedule really ever. Just kind of like with anything really, like I sort of kind of fell out of going to the gym. I was working night shifts as well. It was just overstimulated. It was just a total mess. Yeah.
And, we locked in Nazim Sadikov by knockout there. We got to that spot pretty quickly. Co-main event fight here. We have Michelle Pereira taking on Shara Bullet. I personally am entirely off of the Michelle Pereira train, to the point where I've been jumping onto his Instagram lives while he's been playing some video game, and I just
I've seen that,
harass him constantly and tell him that he needs to stop playing video games and start actually training for his fight so that he has more than 3.5 minutes of cardio. In his last fight, he did fake a low blow against Zach Reese so that he could recover and ultimately win the fight. He gasses out. He doesn't have cardio, and I think his knockout power is somewhat overrated. I think in his kicks, he does have like some crazy power, but it's similar to that Pulaev in the sense that he's got a big body kick. And if that thing lands, like, he can do some damage for sure. But I just don't see like one giant body kick just crumbling somebody like a Shara Magomedov. So at that point, I'm going to favor Shara, despite he has like a lot of defensive holes. He's blind in one eye, and it shows. He honestly can get hit like a lot. And the thing is that we've seen him take damage and be historically very durable and very game. And while he's not like a young man in his own right, Shara Magomedov, he has his loss here against Michael Venom Page. Anybody can lose to Michael Venom Page. Like, he's incredibly elusive. Outside of that, he's won, smoked Antonio Tricoli, packed him up like he was supposed to. Mikhail Oxajaychik, he won this fight here. It was relatively uncompetitive, I thought. Armin Petrosian, he got the knockout here. I thought it was a premature stoppage, but he got it. And then against Marc-Andre Barrier, this is the fight that I really like for him here against Michel Pereira, is that I saw him get his nose absolutely fucking plastered sideways. Like, his nose was hammered and bleeding bad. His eyes were swelling and they were leaking from the bleeding nose. And he still just fought fantastic. He still came out there and fought great. So I like what I've seen from Shara Magomedov as far as the durability goes. And I've seen Michel Pereira start to fade. And I think that if Michel Pereira starts to fade in front of Shara Magomedov, I think that he's going to put him away. I think that if he starts to show visible signs of fatigue and he's eating low kicks, I think he's going to get put away. What do you think, Adam?
Who the fuck does the chat think I am, honestly?
Anyway, let's get into this. I've got a jiu-jitsu class in 30 minutes. You need to hurry up.
Okay, Shara Magomedov KO 2-3. There you go.
You agree with my sentiment that Michel, if he starts to look faded?
I think that Shara's going to finish him. I actually do think it's going to be the third round, but I think we're going to cover in the second. So, yeah, Shara KO 2-3.
Okay. Let's pull up the price tag for that. Yeah, I'm going to a different jiu-jitsu gym for the first time tonight, so I got to.
Sure, all right. So you got to mentally lock in as well.
I got to do something. That's for sure. I got to stretch too, because it is not easy to do jiu-jitsu.
Tell them you're just talking with the great other than they. So
that's gonna save me. Shara Bullet KO.
Yeah,
it's plus 135. It's not pretty.
No,
but I like.
We'll just take it. We'll just take it.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. How you going? So KO is plus 135 here. I see this comment here. Sam, is your official pick BetSam or Gene? I did explain this earlier in the stream, but I can understand some confusion here. My official pick is BetSam to win by knockout, because I don't want to fence it. But I do believe, gun to my head, the most likely outcome is a Gene Matsumoto decision. You might say, well, that's a silly thing to say, but I prefer to back a win inside the distance decision, no action play on Bekzat Almakan. And I would prefer to see him win as well. So that's like my own personal preference, kind of leaking in there just a little bit. You know, it's not entirely biased because I do like Jean Matsumoto as well. He's a likable individual. I like that he's like a Japanese Brazilian hybrid. I kind of like that too. It seems like a fun mix. Yeah, and he just seems likable. I don't know what it is about him, but he does. But so my official pick is going to be Bekzat KO, but I'm not disrespecting the skill set that Jean Matsumoto brings and the effort that he brings into those fights as well. Adam is the soggy biscuit king. Okay. That was a bit unnecessary, but anyway.
Yeah, like what if you been telling your chat about me, BetSam? This is crazy.
I don't speak about you. That's just coming up with these on their
it's
own,
just
brother.
the vibes that I give off.
They saw your leaked DMs to me. That's what it was.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess so. I did send some bangers though. All right.
Manuel Torres versus Rafael Fiziev. You picked Fiziev on the fucking We Want Picks website.
Yeah, I picked Fiziev on my channel as well.
And then you're whispering in my ear about Manuel Torres round 1 KO, like you want it to happen.
Yeah, because like it'd be good value. What do you mean? Like,
I will say this.
I sound like Angelo. That picks are not bets. Picks are not bets. But no, like at the end of the day, like I can recognize that if Manuel Torres is going to win this fight, he's going to knock him out.
What'd you say it was on Betcha? 450?
450 on the picture boost, yeah.
Plus 450,
or
it is $4.50.
It's $4.50.
Okay, so plus 350 for my
plus
American
350.
homies. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm picking Manuel Torres outright. And it comes down to more of, you look at what Rafael Fiziev has done in his recent run here, man. It's like, it's a bit questionable. And you might be like, oh, he fought Justin Gaethje, who's currently the champion, right? He fought Mateusz Gamrot and he got injured. He fought Gaethje again. All right. This one was short notice, I believe, as well, maybe. Ignacio Bahamondes, that was a good victory for him. He utilized the wrestling. And then he just got knocked out by Mauricio Huffy. First of all, anybody that gets KO'd 4 months prior to their fight, I have concerns. Like, I literally do. I have concerns. Lucrative James is the GOAT. Bro, you need to get off of this guy's wiener. You come into my chat just to say Lucrative James. Nobody brought him up, and you're like, I know what I'm going to say. I know what's going to make me stand out here. This is going to make me a lot of friends. I'm going to come into their stream and say, Lucrative James is the GOAT. Like, well done to you for being the biggest cock of the live stream so far. Like, that's huge. Like, well done. Almighty Pucky, brother.
That really got you triggered a bit, sir. Holy shit.
I just like, he didn't even come in here and be like, hey, you guys heard of, he's just like, this guy is the GOAT. By the way, I called out Lucrative James for a fight, and I was in Auckland, and he tried to big dog me by saying, he said, I have too much fighting experience. I wouldn't fight you. And then I said, I don't care about your experience. I'd do it anyway. And he goes, oh, now you'd need to be a bigger name like MMA Guru or something. I'm like, well, which one is it? Is it because you have too much experience or because I'm not a big enough name? So I would have fought him off camera. I don't need to do it for the clout. Like we could run it at the gym. I said that to him. So dude want to act like he's a Muay Thai striker or some shit. I'm pretty sure he just sits there and watches fights like the rest of us. So we'll see about all that.
I think he vlogs, doesn't he?
Anyway, moving on. Manuel Torres, round 1 KO. That's where I'm running with this one, man. Yeah, we're gonna run with that. Kombat Kiwi Parlay. You got to come up with a league. You have to do it right now because I'm gonna post it.
So your league is Bekzat Almakan 1+ takedown in round 1.
Bro, you listen. Read back what you just said out loud.
Yeah. Oh my god, I see it on the live. Hey, they come take 8.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it for me?
You could go safer with a.
I want to go safe because what's the Bekzat Almakan 1+? What are the odds on that? Like is it 1.5?
1.53. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted something around that. I have no idea.
If you go with an under 1.5 round line in the Walker fight, you're getting basically the same. It's like 1.4 something.
Yeah, I was going to go for something a little bit more juicy than that, but something a little bit more DGN at the same time. I'm going to give you the
Daniil Donchenko under is plus money.
Under 1.5 is plus money.
Yeah.
I was going to say Donchenko inside the distance, but we'll just take the under 1.5 then. Go on.
What about it? It's just his KO line, or do you think he's live for a sub as well? His KO line's minus 165.
Yeah, but his sub, his KO and sub, I think is like Daniil Donchenko KO or sub also 1.53. 1.53 both ways thing. Daniil Donchenko KO or submission. We'll take that.
Inside the distance.
Yeah, just inside
minus
the distance,
260. Yeah. What did you get at 1.53?
Wait, where did you get that number? It's 1.53 on BetSam.
It's way less on Bet Online. Way less.
God, I might have to bet on that. I might have to double down.
Yeah. I reckon just take the under, I reckon. Plus 110.
Yeah, I'll take the under. Under 1.5. Right. Dang.
Yeah.
Easy.
Under. All right. I'll post that in the official plays there, and I'll post it in a pinned comment. I appreciate all you guys for watching. I'm going to post all of the picks that we posted in here. They're going to be put in a pinned comment in about 5 minutes time. So take it all. Right. Take it easy, guys. Appreciate you for coming on today, Adam. Take it easy, guys.
No worries. We'll do it again.
See you later.